my gosh.
Oh.
Thank you for your patronage.
Thank you.
Is this all real? Or is it just happening inside my head? Of course it's happening inside your head, Harry. Why should that mean that it's not real?
What's up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Mentally Gone Reacts. My name is Callie Lacerda.
And I'm Gabriella Lopes.
And today we will be checking out the Korean film called
Parasite, which we had to buy it before watching it.
Picked up the physical copy at our local DVD movie store. They have like a section where they have film, like Blu-rays and even 4K films, and they're all pretty cheaply priced because everything now is digital. But physical media will be kept alive with us.
Yes.
We are single-handedly saving physical media. It says here that this movie is entirely in Korean, so it's going to be a subtitle-heavy reading because I don't know about you, but I'm not a proficient Korean speaker.
No.
Not yet, at least.
No.
That'll come soon. With time, I'll be proficient in every single language in my training to become the Pope.
I don't think I know any the Pope.
I need to know at least 8 languages. I know Português, eu sei português muito bem. Recebi avaliações excepcionais nas minhas redações, Unicamp e USP, na minha época de ensino médio. Então, tenho muita habilidade sensual, sedutor, redutor, educador.
Ok.
E escuto Racionais MCs diariamente, basicamente. Então, mantenho. Nego drama. Entre o sucesso e a lama. Dinheiro, problemas, inveja, luxo e fama. Anyways, so getting a little sidetracked there. It says here 4 times. Oh, no, sorry. It says here, winner of 4 Academy Awards, including Best Picture 2019. So apparently it was the first foreign film to ever receive that award.
Wow. And
it also won a Palme d'Or at the Cannes Festival. Okay. So first Korean film to do so. And New York Times is quoted here saying sensationally entertaining. Bong Joon-ho at his best. I'm assuming that's the director, right?
Oh, Bong Joon-ho.
It should say here. So these physical copies are actually better to bring on camera because then we could actually see. Look, the story is by Bong Joon-ho. Screenplay by Bong Joon-ho and Han Jin-won. Yeah, so that's the director.
Okay.
All right. Very excited to check this out. We're going in it completely blind. No idea what's going on here on the cover. We see legs on the floor. We see a beach ball. There are people with their eyes crossed out. There's a little ghost child in the window over there.
Oh no.
Yeah. So we're gonna see what this is all about.
Well, this better not be like one of those. You remember that old scary movie, The Grudge?
Oh, The Grudge.
That one was
Nagasaki. What's the thing?
That's the kid that did the scary movie.
I know, like what's
Mitsubishi,
Nagasaki, Suzuki,
Nissan
Altima. Man, like we have to do scary movies because I saw those movies when I was 10, I think, like 10 or something. Like I was not of age to see those movies at all. I had no business watching those, but I watched them with my cousins.
Those are like the parody movies.
Yeah. And those were the best things to get at Blockbuster. You know, like you would walk in at Blockbuster and you would get those like
you would
funny
feel
ass
so
movies.
Mature, right?
Yeah. Like, those like epic movies, those like parody movies.
Disaster.
Like those were funny. Disaster movies, yeah. We got to check all those out. So we're excited to jump in. Do you have anything else to say?
That's all. I'm excited to watch it. Like I'm excited to get back to it, and this one was recommended a few times. It's something else that I was going to mention. So that's why it sparked our interest because we haven't done a subtitle reading movie yet, and so this one will be our first one.
We haven't done one, right? Like a whole movie in a different language. So this is our first foreign film on the channel, and it has been recommended by many people in the comment section. So it's somewhat popular demand here on the channel, and hopefully you guys enjoy it as much as we hope to enjoy it.
Let's do it.
All right. So also, if you're new to the channel, just know that we take notes as we watch the films, and then at the end of each reaction session, watching session, we discuss the notes that we've taken and a lot of notes that we take mentally.
And before we forget, special thank you to everyone over on our Patreon and everyone in our community on YouTube. If you want to subscribe to our Patreon, it's Mentally Gone Studios. Mentally Gone Studios. I was just confusing it with the YouTube name. Mentally Gone Studios on Patreon. Subscribe to our Monumentally Gone tier, and you get the full uncut reactions.
A lot of stuff we can't show on YouTube with a lot of these movies, and Game of Thrones is a good example of that.
Yeah.
Copyright is very, very tight here on YouTube, so editing these films require a lot of multiple editing sessions because you have to really trim it down and really make sure that it bypasses the YouTube system. So, but if you want the uncut, full-length experience, Patreon is the best place. Yeah,
and then you just bring your own copy, and it's like you're watching along with us, and we have it timed as the movie is in viewing.
We provide the timestamp so that you can sync your copy with our copy.
Yes, and then what else?
Oh, that's it.
That's pretty much it.
All right, so without any further ado, we will be doing a 3-second countdown synchronization for anybody at home who wants to sync up their copy, and also for the people on Patreon. So 3, 2, 1, and neon. Oh, I've been taking less notes. I don't know if you guys have noticed.
Me too. Compared to before, every little detail.
Oh, we got church bells.
Fireworks.
Good thing I could read, right? Imagine watching this and not being able to read. It's a good thing I learned how to read.
It's a good thing they teach you that, right? In preschool.
Festival de Cannes, Palme d'Or.
Oh, is that French?
Yeah, that's the French. Yeah, I think so. I don't know, actually. Yeah, we got a subterranean POV here. Some socks. Drying your socks, as you do. A chandelier of socks, as I like to say. A shanda sock. That's French.
망했다 이거. 공짜 와이파이 못 쓴다 이제.
Oh.
높게 들어야 돼 높게.
Oh, it has mold.
There's mold on the bread?
Mm-hmm. Could tell.
Oh, you're right. Oh, stink bugs. Ooh. A lot of pizza boxes.
나도 봐.
Oh, they used to do this in Brazil a lot. But in Brazil, it's to kill mosquito da dengue.
The dengue?
Yeah.
What are those?
They're mosquitoes that transmit a very devastating disease in Brazil.
Ooh.
It's kind of like malaria. So it seems like their family business is pizza boxes.
Wow, look at that.
And they have to work through the pesticide.
박스 4개 한 개 걸로 이런 상태야. 넷 중 하나는 불량인 거지.
1 out of 4 rejects. And there are 4 of them.
얼마나 큰 데미지를 주는 줄 알아요? 우리 브랜드 이미지에?
박스 접을 사람도 하나 없는 것들이야?
뭐라고?
He's gonna defuse the situation.
우리 사람 뽑아야 돼.
원래 알바는 자르세요. 해고 페널티를 주시라고.
내일 정식으로다가 면접 봐. 몇 시가 좋을지.
아니 저기 잠깐만. 일단 생각을 좀 해보고.
They're pretty good negotiators.
이게 우리 모처럼들을 이렇게 둘러앉아.
Yeah, that's true.
핸드폰은 그제 이게 또
The connection of our phones.
와이파이를 축하하며. 쓰지 마세요.
What the heck? Right in front of your house is crazy.
아 이것 때문에 이게 너 주려고 이게 워낙 무거운 거라. 아 그래?
If it's heavy, it implies value.
He seems like a nice friend.
저희 할아버지께서 이걸 꼭 갖다 주라고 하셔가지고.
Ooh, what's that?
It's like a slab of stone.
산수경석인가? 오, 아시네요. 저희 할아버지께서 육사 시절부터 이 수석.
Scholars rocks.
근데 특히 이 돌은 가정에 많은 재물운과
Ooh, it's like a good charm.
야, 이거 진짜 상징적인 거네. 참으로 시의적절하다. 그 할아버님께 꼭 감사해.
Oh, that's really nice.
먹을 거 사오지.
Aw.
It kind of reminds me like a miniaturized microcosm of a mountain.
Yeah.
It kind of looks like a mountain landscape.
부잣집과예요. 돈도 많이 줘. 애도 착해. 나 교환학생 가 있을 동안 잘 좀 보살펴줘.
너 학교에 친한 과 친구들 많잖아. 굳이 왜 나 같은 백수한테 부탁을 안 해?
Aw.
걔 좋아하냐?
그러니까 그때까지면 네가 잘 좀 챙겨줘라. 너라면 내가 진짜 믿고 떠날 수 있다.
Because he doesn't perceive him as a threat.
I see.
기우야, 한번 따져보자. 네가 군대 가기 전에 2번, 군대
Military service too?
4번의 수능을 봤잖아. 문법, 어휘, 장문, 회화. 솔직히 씨발 잉글리시? 네가 10배는 더 잘 가르칠 걸 매일같이 술 처먹는 대학생 씹새끼들보다?
그건 그렇긴 하지. 아, 근데 그 집에서 날 받겠냐 이 말이지. 난 대학생이 아닌데.
불화를 좀 치지 뭐. 아, 괜찮을 거야. 일단 내 소개로 가는 거니까. 그리고 그 집 사모님이 뭐랄까. 사모님이 심플해. 영애는 심플.
심플?
Simple. Sounds like simple.
Simple?
Simple.
너도 하는 거다.
응. 그럼 뭐.
This is such a great opportunity.
기정이가 그렇게 손재주가 좋다며? 포토샵 같은 것도 잘.
Oh my gosh, they're gonna con their way through.
치야, 넌 이 좋은 실력으로 왜 미대는 맨날 떨어지냐?
날씨 죽을래.
Oh, they're at a LAN house.
What? What's a LAN house?
They used to have those in Brazil, or they still do. I don't know. But basically, it's a place where you rent time on the computer
Oh.
for LAN connection.
소 위조학과 뭐 이런 거 없나?
Major in document forgery.
알다.
그죠?
Oh, he forged the resume. Interesting.
Hey, they got skills though. Photoshop is hard.
You've been learning, right?
Yeah, I've been doing the thumbnails.
저는 이게 위조나 범죄라고 생각하지 않아요. 저 내년에 이 대학 꼭 갈 거거든.
너는 계획이 다 있구나.
서류만 좀 미리 짰다고 생각하고 있습니다.
So he got rejected 4 times from the university.
But is that because he can't afford it, maybe?
It seems like intelligence is a factor because the guy emphasized English. He's good at English, but the other ones he fails. I think that you could pass it if you're smart enough, but affording it is a different conversation.
Yeah.
Or maybe he was trying scholarship. I don't know.
누구세요?
다혜 어머님, 안녕하세요. 저는 민혁군 소개로 오늘.
아, 네네. 들어오세요.
Wealthy and rich is what the friend told him. Rich kid. You got bamboo, natural sunlight.
Security entrance.
Yeah. Altitude.
Wow.
Green. Nature.
Sleek and modern.
Mm-hmm.
안녕하세요, 사모님.
아니, 저 여기서 일하는 사람이에요. 이쪽으로 오세요.
정원이 너무 좋아요.
내부도 좋아요. 남분현재 선생님 아시나? 유명한 분인데 그분이 사시던 집이잖아요, 여기가. 그분이 다 직접 지으셨고 지금이야 뭐 보다시피 애들 사는 집이지. 이쪽으로 오세요. 여기 앉아서 좀 기다리세요. 사모님 모시고 올게요.
Oh.
He called her Madame, or Madam, rather.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, no, I just work here. Bourgeoisie, 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 bourgeoisie.
저기 오늘 첫 수업 제가 참관을 좀 해도 될까요? 풀타임으로 한번 보고 싶어서 수업 어떻게 하시는지. Is it okay with you?
Is it okay with you? That's the one part I understood so far. A nice looking home. You got some stone cement accents flanked by some wood.
Look at that cat portrait.
Oh, shoot.
24번 답 확실해? 다혜 너 방금 뒷 문제들 한참 풀다가 지금 24번으로 또 다시 돌아왔어. 그랬지?
네.
만약 지금 실전 수능이고 이게 첫 문제였으면 넌 시작부터 완전 엉킨 거야. 이거 봐. 맥박도 완전 엉켰잖아. 심장이 거짓말을 못해. 시험이라는 게 뭐야? 앞으로 치고 나가는 거야. 그 흐름을, 그 리듬을 놓치면 완전 꽝이야. 24번 정답? 관심 없어. 나는 오로지 다혜가 이 시험 전체를 어떻게 치고 나가는가, 장악하는가, 거기만 관심 있다. 실전은 기세야. 기세. 알겠어?
Interesting teaching technique. Breaks the fourth wall a little bit.
Jeez.
민혁쌤 때랑 똑같이 하려다가 물가 상승률 봐서 약간 올렸어요.
감사합니다.
자, 이제 정식으로 인사들 하세요. 여기 달 영어 케빈 쌤이라 부르기로.
Call him Kevin.
다송아 머리 좀
다성이.
예, 우리 막내둥이. 다송아 여기 인사드려. 케빈 선생님.
Mr. Kevin,
So that's the name he's adopting?
I suppose.
미국 사이트에서 직구한 거야. 제가 작년부터 완전히 인디언 오타쿠가 돼가지고.
Indian fanatic.
그래서 작년에 컵스카웃에 가입을 시켰어요. 뭔가 좀 절도 있고 집중하는 그런 걸 좀 배우라고. 근데 보세요. 더 이상해졌어. 요거 한번 보세요.
진짜 상징적이다. 진짜 센데요.
It's metaphorical. He likes to say that.
That's his form of like sophistication, right?
자화상이에요.
Self-portrait.
이 어른들의 관점으로는 이해를 못하는 거지.
그동안 미술쌤들 여러 명 바꿔가면서 해봤는데요. 하나같이 한 달은 못 버티더라고요. 에휴, 다성이가 워낙 통제가 안 되기도 하고.
저기 어머님.
네?
제가 사람 하나 휙 하고 떠올랐는데 제시카. 아 맞다 제시카. 제 사촌의 과 후배 중에 그 제시카라고 뭐 아무튼 그 일리노이 주립대 응용미술과 다니다가 그 한국 다시 나온 친구가 있는데요.
일리노이. 그런데요.
그 제시카라는 친구가 엄청 독특한 수업을 하면서 애들을 꽉 잡는다고 소문이 쫙 났답니다. 근데 또 그 친구 수업이 유니크하면서도 뭐 예중, 예고, 입시까지 뭐 다 커버해주는.
어머, 너무 궁금하네요. 어떤 분이실까?
만나보시겠어요? 근데 이 친구 약속 잡기 되게 어렵다던데.
Who's that?
Dude, no way.
Oh, it's his sister. Oh my god.
외동딸 일리노이 시카고 과선배는 김진모 그는 이사촌.
They made a little song to remember.
Wow. That's actually one of the best ways to remember things academically is if you create a mnemonic song.
Huh.
Damn, she just punched the... What the fuck?
That's siblings for you. I feel like older sisters are much more aggressive than people believe.
I'm glad I never had one.
I've seen it with my little cousins.
그거 아세요? 다송이 죄다 설정인 거. 쟤 지금 천재인 척 4차원인 척 하는 거 전부 다 설정이에요. 예술가 코스프레.
다성이가?
괜히 막 길 가다 멈춰서가지고 하늘 쳐다보고 막 영감 떠오른.
Yo, somebody's a hater.
진짜 소름 돋아. 걔 괜히 막 일상생활 어눌한 척하고 그런다요? 나와서 진짜.
다성이가 그렇구나.
Aren't we all pretending? is what he wants to say.
It's like as long as you don't know that I'm
Yeah.
pretending.
선생님 그럼 저 질문 하나만 해도 돼요? 제시카 쌤 되게 이쁘던데. 그쵸? 관심 안 가세요?
His own sister.
He's like, wait.
예쁘지? 미모라고 할 수 있지.
겉봐 역시.
Oh, she called dibs on him.
Wait, she can't like him. His friend likes her.
He has to appeal to her in order for him to retain his position. He's been inflating everybody's ego the moment he got there. Oh, checking his heart rate. Heart doesn't lie. Oh,
well, maybe
no.
he does like her.
I mean, the heart doesn't lie, right? So, oh. This is what we call kissing in English. He just secured his job, so that's good.
She's gonna be like, he's the best teacher.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that's a cool room. Look at that.
Wow.
Oh, he has it inside his butt.
내려가 계세요.
Wow, she's really...
She has to act eccentric, mysterious, because she's the overbearing mother type.
Yeah, the helicopter mom.
Yeah.
꿀까지 풀어가지고 긴장 확 풀.
너무 좋아요.
You need that sometimes. A little bit of tea with some honey.
Plum tea is what it's called.
Oh, plum tea.
But I do like honey at night. Yeah, like it really does soothe my anxiety.
This lady seems pretty nice.
이렇게 하면 되겠다. 매실청 2개 타서 다송이 가면 갖고 올라가세요. 언니는 학부모가 아니니까 들어가도 되는 거지. 나왔어.
And the kid's calm. He seems calm.
Yeah.
어머님, 제 옆에 와서 좀 앉아보세요. 다성이는 올라가 있어.
Interesting how she's giving her orders.
다송이가 좀 전에 그린 건데요.
아, 네.
저 어머니랑 둘이서만 얘기 나누고 싶어.
아, 저기 이분은
아니요. 자리 좀 비켜줘요.
Ooh, what the heck?
어머님, 제가 아까 미술심리학, 미술치료 쪽으로도 공부 중이라고 말씀드렸죠?
네네.
다송이한테 무슨 일이 있었나요, 1학년 때? 솔직히 말씀을 드리면 제가 다송이를 맡을 수 있을지 없을지 판단을 하려면 그 부분을 꼭 짚고 넘어가야 될 것 같아요.
지금 갑자기 말씀드리기가 좀 어쩌죠?
보통 그림 우측하단 이쪽 부분을 스키조프레니아 존이라고 해서 신경정신과적 징후가 잘 드러나는 곳으로 보거든.
That's crazy. Is that real?
저 나성이 그림을 밥 먹을 때마다 매일 봤는데 제가 생판 아무것도 모르고 그저
Wow.
다송이 마음속에 블랙박스인 겁니다. 그 검은 상자를 저와 함께 열어보시겠어요, 어머니?
열고 싶습니다, 선생님.
그러면 월화목금 주 4회 2시간씩 수업 필요하고요. 이게 단순한 과외 수업이 아니고 미술치료 개념이잖아요, 그쵸?
그렇죠.
그렇기 때문에 저의 급여가 상당히 높은 수준으로 책정이 될 거. 괜찮으시겠어요?
제가 더 감사하죠.
Wow.
반갑다.
Wow.
It's insane how quick they are to
미술사.
maneuver.
Wow. That's insane.
스카쌤이라고 일리노이에서. 제시카, this is 동희.
안녕하세요.
아, 예. 다송이 자유 좀 부탁드립니다. 수업 끝나신 건가?
네, 방금요.
저 임기사. 네. 시간 어때요? 아, 괜찮습니다. 그럼 뭐, 땜 좀 모셔다 드리지 뭐.
그러게. 이렇게 밤늦은 시간에 이 동네 혼자 내려가시기 좀 그렇잖아. 그죠?
네, 그죠.
이왕 타신 김에 제가 댁 앞에까지
오,
좀
drive
모셔다
her
드려도
home.
될까요?
아니요. 괜찮아요. 그냥 해화역까지만 태워다 주세요.
아, 비도 올 것 같은데. 네, 전철 말고 벤츠로 쭉 가시죠.
저 해화역 3번 출구에서 남자친구 만나기로 했거든요.
She's very assertive. That's a nice car. Is that a Benz? Oh.
She's taking off her underwear? What is going
She's gonna live him a tip.
대리기사 뛸 때 벤츠도 많이 몰아봤나?
벤츠는 대리보다는 그 대치동서 발레 뛸 때 그때 많이 나갔지.
Oh, so she has to con the driver as well. Look,
That food looks good.
they're eating now. Full food.
벤츠.
Not moldy bread.
Look, I set a trap in the Benz.
진짜 상징적이다.
Metaphorical.
우리가 기사 식당에서 밥을 먹고 있네요, 하필이면.
그러게 기사 식당 많이들 먹어라.
Oh, they got Yakult. Yakult.
Oh, Yakult.
I love Yakult. It's my favorite thing. Look at that.
Oh, she set a trap to get the data job.
That's why she's asking if he's had experience.
Wow.
She's gonna frame the driver for some form of infidelity.
Yeah. Like having a girl inappropriately in the car or something.
미친년 내가 어이가 없어가지고.
Look, she made her cry. She called her a crazy bitch. Yo, these people are insanely talented at conning. Look, Z.
But then wouldn't you expect them to have been able to like do something substantial to get them out of their current circumstances? Because they're really smart.
I suppose. Oh, no driver. No driver this time following him.
아, 임기사 이 미친 새끼 진짜.
어우, 이게 뭐야?
It has a rainbow on it. Rainbow undies. Holy shit.
어우, 더러. 어떻게 해요? 주인님 차에서 막, 어?
아니, 젊은 날 섹스 뭐. 다 본인 사생활이고 다 좋은데. 근데 하필 왜 내 차에서 그래?
He feels violated. He's like, dude, that's my car.
앉는 자리 뭐 정액방울 떨어뜨리면 직성이 부리나?
아, 그러니까.
That's like a green juice?
Yeah. Like a detox.
아니 보통 카섹스를 하다가 차에 머리카락을 남긴다거나 귀걸이를 떨어뜨린다거나 뭐 그런 거는 있을 수가 있지.
그렇지.
근데 어떻게 입던 팬티를 까먹고 갈 수가 있지?
그러게. 빼먹을 게 따로 있지?
It's like a crime mystery.
I can't hear what he's saying.
What is he saying?
오 마이 필로폰 코카인 막 이런 거.
Method what?
Method cookie. He's saying that the ladies probably.
Oh, that she's like a hooker?
Yeah.
근데 이게 뭐 경찰에 신고한 일도 아니고.
어우, 그럼.
꼴찌나?
Oh, this girl's. Oh, I thought it was the daughter. It's her.
그래서 말인데.
Wow. They're like ninjas.
이 점잖고 무난한 핑계거리 하나 만들어서 조용히 내보낼 수 있지.
그래, 알았어.
야, 뭐 빤스니 카섹스니 그딴 것들 아예 언급 자체를 하지 말고. 아, 우리까지 수준 떨어져.
Wow.
부당해보네, 뭐.
아, 그럼 어떻게 잠깐만 좀 떼어줘.
끝나셨어요? 다송이 오늘 잘했나요?
네, 그럼요.
수업 끝나신 건가?
네.
They're so defensive with their body language.
Yeah, but you see how they're avoiding conflict? Like, don't call the cops, don't mention it to him.
되게 친절하시던데요. 저는 해와역까지만 태워달라 그랬는데 굳이 저희 집 대문 앞에 내려주시겠다고 고집을 부리시더라고요.
아, 그 새끼가 밤늦게 집 앞까지 간 거야? 선생님 집 위치 노출?
아니요. 제가 해와역에서 내렸죠.
잘했어요. 너무 잘했어.
Oh, because she views him as a predator now.
아무튼 그 윤기사가 관두게 됐어요. 약간의 불미스러운 사건.
아, 근데 의외네. 엄청 젠틀하고 쿨하시던데.
아유, 우리 제시카 아직 어려서 뭘 몰라, 선생. 사람 많이 안 겪어봐서.
I don't think so, lady. I think she's older than you in many ways.
근데 기사님은 원래 나이 드신 분들이 좀 더 낫지 않나?
그렇긴 하죠. 아무래도 운전도 살살들 하시고 더 점잖고.
저희 큰아빠 댁에서 일했던 기사님이 딱 그랬는데 김 기사님이라고 점잖고.
Mr. Kim.
저도 어렸을 때부터 삼촌 거리면서 따라.
그런 분이 계세요?
네, 성격 자체가 너무 온화하셔서. 근데 저희 큰아빠 근무지가 최근에 시카고로 바뀌셔서.
Wow, they just make it up.
잘 아는 사람 소개가 아닌다면은 진짜로 못 믿겠어. 근데 그분은 제시카는 어릴 때부터 쭉 봐온 분이니까 이게 얼마나 마음이 놓이냐고 일단.
Oh my gosh, someone I know well. She doesn't know who she's dealing with.
믿는 사람 소개로 연결. 이게 베스트인 것 같아요.
요게 이거
He's learning how to drive a Mercedes.
But you know what? Like, they're relatively good people. It's not like they're bad people, right?
Yeah.
길어지시네요.
Yeah.
회의 중이시네요?
Oh my gosh.
Is this the dad's company?
앉아서 기다리시는 거지요?
Yeah, probably, because I saw he got an innovator award.
Another brick. Okay, it's a tech company, VR headsets.
He's like Tony Stark.
Yeah.
핸들밥 30년 가까이 먹다 보니까 저절로 그리 됐지요.
저도 한 가지는 오래 하신 분들 중요합니다.
That's a test of how smooth the ride is.
훌륭하시네요.
See?
Wow, like they're all pretty talented though, it seems.
생긴 건 둥글둥글한데 그년이 속은 아주 능구랭이야. 어떨 때는 사모님 행세를 할 때도 있어, 지가.
그리고 그 집 사람들 통틀어서 그 집에서 제일 오래 산 것도 그 여자야. 남궁연자 선생이 이사 가면서 그 아줌마를 소개시켜준 거야, 박 사장 부부한테. 이 집 관리 정말 잘하는 아줌마니까 계속 쓰시죠, 그러면서.
집주인은 바뀌었는데 가정부는 안 바뀐 케이스구만.
그런 여자를 도려내려면 우리도 뭔가 준비를 해야겠다.
Oh, they're eating at the pizza place now because they could afford to.
Wow.
And the pizza place is serving them.
우리 집은 복숭아는 못 먹어요. 금지괄.
It is a forbidden fruit, according to this is a mythological story I'm trying to remember.
그래서 들은 바에 의하면 그 아줌마가 엄청 심한
The Monkey King.
온몸이 새빨개지고 호흡 곤란해 천식에 아주 쌩 난리가 난다네.
Wow, they're gonna try to poison her?
전혀 없는데 그랬다니까.
Interesting.
아니 원래 이런 증상이 이렇게 나타나.
It's getting out of hand.
방으로 냅다 뛰어들어가가지고 약을 먹으면 돼. 갑자기 이러니까 뭐 경황이 없어서 어디다 뒀는지 모르겠더라고.
사모님 제 뒤에 보이는 이분 혹시 저기
우리 아줌마네요?
아이고 맞구나 이거 어떡하지 이거 나 이분 얼굴이 긴가민가 해가지고요.
병원에서 찍으신 거네?
제가 며칠 전에 건강검진 받으러 병원에 갔다가요 집사람한테 카톡 보내려고 셀카를 찍는데 이분이 뒤에 보이더라 말입니다. 제가 들으려고 들은 게 아니라 제가 들으려고 들은 게 아닌데
Wow, they rehearse it.
어쩔 수 없이 저런 카톡.
아버지 지금 감정이 너무 막 여기 위에 올라가.
Wow, he's a director. That's amazing.
할 수 없이 들었어요.
It's like Shakespeare.
결핵? 아이 설마.
진짜 활동성 결핵 판정 받았다고 전화로 누구에게 막.
Wow.
아니 요즘에도 결핵 환자가 있어요?
아니 요즘도 결핵 환자가 있어.
He predicts what she would say.
한국이 현재 결핵 발생률 1위랍니다. OECD 국가들 중에.
보니까 이 아줌마 시침이 뚝 떼고 계속 일을 하시더라. 아니 집에 다솜이 같은 애도 있는데.
그러니까요. Wow, the biggest treasure for her. 다솜.
결핵 환자가 부엌에서 설거지하고 음식도 만들고 침도 튀기고.
Oh my goodness.
Wow, they're gonna try to put their mother in there.
The whole family. They have to be making sufficient amount of money now, huh?
Wow.
What is going on?
Wukong is what I was trying to remember. The Monkey King, he was tasked with protecting the tree that was filled with peaches, and it was also known as the forbidden fruit, but he ended up eating all of them. And that's when he was forced to go on an adventure.
Wow. Look, they timed it.
Holy
the dad sent a text and then the daughter.
Wow. Wow.
혹시라도 이걸 쓸 찬스가 있으면 대박이긴 한데.
Hot sauce. Oh, they're gonna put blood on the paper. Coughing up blood is the worst. Wow. Wow. Oh, wow. With the orchestra.
And the mom is like about to pass out. She's like, oh my gosh.
Not next to her little genius, her little eccentric artist genius.
And she already seems like a neat, clean freak.
Yeah.
김 기사님, 오늘 이거 애들 아빠한테 꼭 비밀로 해주세요. 알죠?
알겠습니다.
제가 그동안 결핵 환자를 집에 데리고 있었다는 게 그분 귀에 들어가면은 저는 완전 교수형 플러스 능지처참.
What? Damn. What type of relationship do they have?
Women.
그냥 다른 핑계거리 만들어서 내보낼 거예요. 심플하고 조용.
Oh, I don't think this was part of the script. I don't think the wife would approve.
저기 손 씻으셨어요.
This kid just might be acoustic, like most artists are.
Oh my goodness. Wow, that's pretty interesting actually. When it first showed her, she was on like one side of that like line in the window and now she's on the same side at the table.
Interesting. It's the gig economy, guys. That's what the world has culminated into. It's a gig economy.
That's really sad. She seemed like she's been there a long time.
Yeah.
She liked the little kid.
왜 갑자기 관둔 건지 집사람은 설명도 안 해주고 참. 하긴 뭐 아줌마의 세고 셌으니까 다시 또 구하면 그만이긴 한데 그래도 여러모로 아쉽죠. 상당히 괜찮은 아줌마였거든 그 양반이. 집안 구석구석 관리도 잘하고 그리고 매사에 손을 딱 잔시켜. 내가 원래 손을 넘는 사람을 제일 싫어하는데. 다솜이 엄마가 원래부터 집안일에 재능이 없어요. 청소도 못하고 음식 진짜 맛없.
사랑하시죠?
Oh, he crossed the line. Or did he?
아이 그럼요. 사랑하죠.
What the heck?
사랑이라고 봐야지.
What the heck?
이거를 한번.
The care?
The care?
Same reaction.
멤버십 위주로만 운영이 되고요.
Oh my
이
goodness.
같은 그 VIP 고객분들 가정에 이렇게 가사 도우미, 간병인 또 저 같은 수행 기사들 이런 엄선된 베테랑급 인력들만 추려서 공급하는 그런 전문 회사라고.
디자인도 그렇고. 근데 김 기사님은 어떻게 알게 된 거지 이 업체를?
저한테도 연락이 왔었죠. 저도 베테랑급 기사다 보니까 뭐 일종의 스카우트 제의. 근데 연락 왔을 때 뭐 이미 전 대표님하고 이 면접을 하기로 되어 있던 참이라.
그랬었구나. 이런 유명 업체를 거절하시고 저를 택해 주신 은혜.
Wow, makes them feel more important and special.
Always makes them feel sophisticated, pumps their ego. Look at the phone, the reception.
안녕하세요. 더케어 시니어 어드바이저 여명선입니다.
네네. 거기가 더케어 본사 맞죠?
네네. 전현자가 사기를 쳤어도 대사관련인데 전현이.
She is.
보니까
She's deep washing everything.
Oh my goodness.
몇 가지 서류들을 좀 준비해 주시면 되는데 혹시 지금 메모가 가능하실지 가족관계 증명서, 신분증 사본, 소득 확인용으로 소득 증빙 서류, 가로 열고 토지 대장 등.
토지 대장이요? 아 예.
Wow, look at the mom.
Wow.
Just flip the switch.
They fit right in, huh?
Wow, and they're eating peaches now. The daughter wants peaches, has a craving for peaches, and now they can eat peaches.
Wow.
That's insane.
아줌마, 그거 문 앞에 놓고 가요. 앞으로 놓고만 해주시고. 네.
Wow, and they don't talk to each other.
절대 들어오지 마요. 네.
Well, they have to keep the...
Yeah.
Risque.
Wow, they're spicy.
They have a better marriage probably than these two.
Yeah, that seems like the case, though. I think in real life, that's very common.
자승이 그만.
똑같다. 둘이 냄새가 똑같아.
뭔 소리야? 빨리 올라가긴 해. 제시카 쌤 기다리잖아.
They smell the same.
시카쌤한테서도 비슷한 냄새가 나는데.
Oh, almost as if they come from the same place.
다른 걸로 써야 하나? 아버지, 저희 빨래 세제도 각자 다른 형으로 해야 되지 않을까요?
Wow. The kid was like, they smell like they come from the same place.
그게 아니라 반지하 냄새야.
Semi-basement.
이 집을 떠나야 냄새가 없어진다고.
The stench of poverty.
Look at the stone.
야, 이 말이지. 그쵸?
Yeah, that makes sense. They smell like the same house.
기가 막힌 놈을 줘가지고 그놈 덕분에 이거 우리가 이렇게 줄줄이 있게 이 씨발 꼭 한 잔만 나려고 하면은
It's the stench of the outside too, right?
Yeah.
The piss and the...
Smell of their environment.
방역 들어줬대.
오버한다 지금. 야.
Oh, they're fighting. Water fight. Oh, now he's really gonna smell.
Slow-mo.
Oh, shoot. Oh, the dad came us back up.
Oh, yeah. They're funny. Oh, my gosh.
At least they're a united family, right?
Yeah.
Oh, it seems like he hit the kid.
Oh, no.
알겠다. 오버. 여기는 현지. 다혜누나 입 대빨 나와 있다. 오버. 발발 완전 삐져구려.
왜 남아서 영어 공부하면 안 돼? 케빈쌤 오시라 해서?
Uh-oh.
너 또 출발하는 거야, 자기. 왜 그러니? 이왕 가기란 거.
What was that noise?
It's the kid.
그냥 우비 그것도 어디 그 찾아봐요. 걔는 비가 오면 더 신나.
He loves it when it rains.
주니, 베리, 푸푸푸.
주니, 베리, 푸푸.
카니가 마보코. 일본 개발사. 네.
Connie, like the imitation
Damn,
crab.
it's eating sushi. Their dog is eating sushi.
Okay. I like the Connie.
Okay, they got the family car and the business executive.
I feel like the housekeeper's job is probably the hardest.
Yeah, look. Seems that way.
When they're home.
I'm surprised that they don't have cameras in the house.
Wow, look, they're all just soaking it in.
엄마, 엄마도 물 줄까? 기정아.
They're using the house. Wow.
텔레파시 땡큐.
Hey, this is a weird brother-sister relationship here. It's like, well, she's in the middle of a bath. He just walks in.
Oh my goodness.
I'm surprised they don't have cameras. Or do they? And that's the plot twist.
I don't know. Look at this.
Wow. And they're actually using the space, right? Like they're using the outside space.
Yeah, using everything. Look.
아버지, 제가 특별히 하나 더 섞었.
More grateful.
나름 운치가 있네.
일기? 와, 진짜 극혐. 계획기를 네가 왜 읽냐?
좋은 취지에서 서로 더 깊게 이해해보고자.
Yeah, right.
야, 둘이 사귀냐?
나 진지해. 걔도 저 되게 좋아하고요.
He could marry into the family. That's probably another strategy, right?
That would be demented.
하면 정식으로 사귀자고 하려고요. 진지하게.
Oh, he's gonna take his friend's place.
그럼 이 집이 이게 너의 처갓집이 되는 거야?
오빠, 나 그럼 이거 사돈댁 설거지하고 있는 거야?
그런 거지. 사돈 어른 반스 빨고 며느리 양말 빨고.
How is that going to be possible? They're going to ask to meet his parents.
Yeah,
He's going to get fake parents and then...
졸라 많이 뛰었잖아.
나는 생판 모르는 년 부케까지 받았어.
Wow.
이왕 김치국 마시는 김에 말씀드리자면 만약에 나랑 다혜랑 결혼식이다. 그러면 엄마 아빠 역할은 대역 배우들이 와서 해주면 되는 거고.
근데 연기력도 연기력이지만 이댁 식구들은 참 잘 속아, 그지?
사모님이 특히 좀 거시기하지.
맞아. 부자인데 착하다니까.
부자인데 착해가 아니라 부자니까 착한 거지. 뭔 소리인지 알아? 솔직히 이 돈이 다 나한테 있었어 뭐. 나는
Wow.
착하지.
그건 그래. 이 엄마 말이 맞아.
Damn, she's pushing the dog away.
야, 기정이 깍 번개 꽉.
It's so metaphorical.
너 아까 내가 위에 올라가서 너 아까 욕조에서 목욕할 때
목욕 뭐?
뭐랄까 어울린다 그래야 되나?
I'm telling you, it's weird.
그 욕조에 앉아가지고 텔레비를 딱 보는데 이 집에서 오래 산 느낌?
이러다가 갑자기 박 사장이 딱 집에 온다 쳐봐. 김수철인가?
She seems more negative.
숨겠지?
Like the most negative out of all of them.
니네 우리 집 그거 있잖아. 형광등 밤중에 그냥 탁 그냥 바퀴벌레들이
Oh, in Brazil, same thing. You turn on the lights, cockroaches.
Wow.
바퀴벌레?
Damn.
아 진짜.
아버지, 안 돼요. 죽어요.
You only live once, YOLO.
Oh my god.
씨발아. 뭐야 씨. 아이씨 강아지.
She's eating the imitation crab.
Uh-oh.
Oh, it's the lady.
맞죠?
Oh my god.
부엌 지하실에 제 물건을 깜빡 놔두고
Oh, she's gonna get her plum tea.
Oh no. I don't like this.
문 좀 열어주시겠어요?
I don't like this. This is where the climatic stuff starts.
계획이 없던 건데.
Well, they can't let her in. Like, how about the mess? Like, did they clean it up already? Oh, she's going through it though. I feel bad. Allergies are no joke. People die.
같이 내려가 보시겠어요?
It seems like she's having a manic episode. I don't know if she's all there mentally.
Of course not. Are you kidding me? She worked there for years for the architect and then for this family. And then now she lost her job.
And how did she know that the madam lady, the owner lady, wasn't going to be there?
She knows their birthdays.
And wow, she's been there so long that she knows
their
flux.
their whole routine, probably their whole everything.
That's dangerous, right?
Oh my god, I don't like this.
Look how it cuts to black when they go down there. Oh, what the frick? What in the demonic possession is going on here? What's going on? What was that she pulled? There's a secret passage. She worked for the architect. It makes sense.
Honey, what the heck?
Oh.
Are you kidding me? Look at this maze.
Wow, look at how deep down it is.
And narrow and dark. Oh my goodness.
며칠을 굶은 거야?
Is that a bottle? She's giving him a bottle?
라고 철판 고기 굽는 철판 그게 장롱 밑에 낑겨갖고
어쩐지 이상하게 안에서 아무리 해도 안
오늘 식구들 캠핑 가는 거 알고서 일부러 지금 온 거예요.
Wow, she's communicating with the kid? What? Oh, it smells bad down there.
네, 저는 문광이라고 해요. 여기는 저기 우리 박한양과 오근세 씨.
Hubby.
인사해요.
Oh my goodness, they were.
그니까 그 부엌에서 일하면서 먹을 거 맨날 빼돌려가지고.
That's why.
도대체 언제부터 여기 산 거야 남편이?
4년 3개월하고.
That's why the husband says that she eats a lot. Like she eats for two people.
You're right.
제가 이 사람을 이리로 데리고 들어왔거든요. 살짝 그 원래 부잣집들 지하에는 북한
Secret bunkers.
만드신 게 좀 쪽팔리셨는가. 어쨌든가 이사 오는 다송이한테는 얘기를 안 하.
Wow, it's a bunker.
그래서 나만
Nuclear bunker.
근데 이제 어쩔 거야. 나도 알았으니까. 나는 전화를 할 수밖에 없어 경찰한테.
언니 제발 이제 불우이웃끼리 이러지 말자 언니야.
United by poverty. It's crazy.
저희 집도 없고 돈도 없고 빚만 있어요.
Oh my goodness.
The way he's eating a banana. I've never seen someone eat a banana like that.
빚쟁이들이 지치지를 않아. 그놈들 집이 아직도
Ugh.
쫓아다녀요.
Why is he eating it like that?
대만 왕수익 카스테라 가게가 망해갖고 빚을 좀 심하게 졌어요.
Wow.
이거 뭐야? 저기 진짜 쬐끄만한 돈인 코딱지 같은 돈인데.
Just keep her mouth shut.
들이 진짜 보자니까 사람 경찰 불러야 돼 이거.
Oh. Now that blew. Now that's gonna blow her cover.
Now they have to negotiate compromise.
Oh, she took a video of it.
아주머니,
니네 뭐
우리 얘기 좀 해요.
일가족 사기단 뭐 이런 거냐? 저기 동생은 얼어 죽을 아가리.
So sis.
내가 찍은 거 이거 사모님 번호로 전송할까 하는데.
Oh my gosh.
아주머니, 진정하세요.
Grab the phone. I don't know. Grab it.
Oh man, this is a.
Oh, this got really messy.
Ah, the girl slipped. The wrong time to slip. Ah, man, this is like Gollum, Smeagol.
I mean, he's been in a basement for 4 years.
now they have their time upstairs.
Wow.
저 양반들 꼼짝을 못하잖아. 이게 완전 북한 미사일이야. 북핵 미사일.
Wow.
Oh, is this in South Korea?
Yeah, it's South Korea.
동지께서는 오늘 이번 일가족.
It has to be.
역시 종북의 그의 지존 사랑해요. 후의 핵 폐기장으로 삼아 마침내 비핵화와 세계 평화를 이루.
Dear leader, yeah, that's what they call Kim Jong-un in North Korea.
손 번쩍.
Torturing them. Wow.
남편.
남편.
와이프.
예.
아들.
예.
딸.
They're like, yes.
Neanderthals. Man, this is so interesting.
Wow.
I get where the title comes from. They're all parasitic. I just still think it's weird that she delivered him a baby bottle. Oh, there it is.
Oh my gosh.
4v2 though.
I know. Like, this should be easy. And she's an old lady. No offense.
Oh, the dogs. The dogs came.
Did they eat yet? Oh my gosh.
Oh. She went there. She took it there.
Oh, I thought she was killing them.
Well, that's the intent to kill. Oh, the peach. Oh, who's that? Oh, I thought it was somebody at the door again. Breathe in. Act normal.
여보세요?
저기 아줌마, 짜파구리 할 줄 아시죠?
짜파구리?
짜파구리라고 다송이가 제일 좋아하는 건데 지금 바로 물 올리시면 시간 딱 맞겠네. 냉장고에 한우 체크살도 있으니까 그것도 좀 넣으시고.
그러면 저 캠핑장은?
완전 난리 났었어요. 생난리. 캠핑장 계곡물이 불어가지고 다들 텐트 철수하고 아수라장인데 다송이는 집에 안 간다고 울고불고 버티고. 아무튼 도착 즉시 짜파구리.
When things go wrong, they really go wrong, huh?
건가요?
8분 후 도착으로 나오네, 내비에는.
8 minutes.
8분 후 도착.
전화 끊고 바로 물부터 올리세요. 파이팅!
How are they gonna pull this off? 8 minutes?
She has to make the food.
뭐야?
Oh my gosh, she doesn't even know what it is.
But how about everything else?
I don't know. Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, they're gonna shove them both down there. Oh my god. Oh my gosh.
What the heck? like how even the meal is kind of a mix of class, right? There's cheap ramen with expensive sirloin. There's no way they're not going to notice the thing underneath the... and notice the girl underneath the furniture? Wow.
Oh my goodness.
It probably smells like alcohol and stuff, no?
오셨어요.
Or it smells like noodles.
두고 봐. 우리 짜파구리 먹자.
But then they might just sleep right after, right? That's the hope. Oh my goodness.
And they all have headphones on, so... Wow.
How is he gonna come up from the basement? Through the kitchen? I don't know.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
She died.
Wow, she just kicked her down this... What? Wow. Oh my god.
아유, 짜파구리는 그냥 아줌마한테 그럴까요?
Medium well done.
And he has to do it quick and quiet.
I don't see any blood, so that's kind of a good
Are
sign.
you kidding? She literally hit her head against a concrete wall.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And he's gonna close himself down there?
He has to. He's got to babysit. Oh, what does that do? Oh, but you got to close the other one. This guy's like Smeagol. Gollum.
He controls the lights. He's like a motion sensor.
뭘 그렇게 마음 빈망하게 해?
What?
박 사장님, 오늘도 절 먹여주시고 재워주시고 리스펙트!
뭐 맨날 이러고 있는 거야?
그러지. 감사 인사를 아예 단어째 올려보낼 때도 있고.
Morse code.
아저씨 나이면 알잖아.
뭐?
모르스 부호.
Morse code. Wow.
센서가 지멋대로야.
Somebody translate. Well, what does that mean?
이런 거 알 텐데 스카우트니까.
보기에 좀 이상하죠. 왜들 이렇게 애한테 쩔쩔매면
The little kid.
Mm-hmm.
언니도 귀신 믿죠?
Ooh, spooky.
Oh, the ghosts under their house.
봤잖아요, 집에서.
Oh my gosh.
That's the ghost. It's the creepy Gollum guy.
Yeah, this is the only right thing to do at this point. I don't know what else.
그날 밤늦게 식구들이 다들 잠들었는데 다송이가 몰래 부엌에 내려와서 냉장고에 생일 케이크 남은 걸 다시 꺼낸 거야.
Oh my
hell no,
gosh.
눈알이 이렇게 막 뒤로 바들바들 경기를
She had a seizure. Epileptic
키우면서 경기 나는 적
attack.
있어요. 아니요. 그게 응급처치를 15분 안에 못하면 진짜 끝장이거든.
Wow.
최단 시간 내에 병원 응급실에 도착을 해야 돼요. 그게 15분은.
That's why she's so aligned with time.
살면 또 사라지나? 이런 데서도? 아니 뭐 땅 밑에 사는 사람들이 한둘인가?
We lived in a basement for a while.
아예 여기서 태어난 것 같기도 하고.
Oh my goodness.
나 여기 계속 좀 살게 해주쇼.
Oh, this is so intense.
귀신 나온 집에 살면 사업 번창하고 돈 잘 번달라? 어.
Everything brings wealth. The stone.
And where's the lady? Oh man.
That's a good question.
So she probably is still alive. Oh God, I'm telling you.
I didn't see the blood on the wall, so I assumed.
I
maybe
just
there was
saw
hope.
the impact though.
Oh, he said thank God. Okay, so she's alive. Oh, the dog is giving away the kid's location. Oh no. I have to kill this cute dog.
Oh my goodness.
Oh no.
I mean, he could play it off, right? Like that he like snuck in or I don't know.
Snuck in to meet her.
I don't know.
That's the only route, right?
Yeah, but then that's kind of creepy that he snuck in under her bed.
Yeah.
Oh no.
준이 왜 그래? 밑에 뭐 있어? 뭔데 그래? 이씨. 엄마. 어? 진짜 너무하다고 생각 안 해?
뭐가?
나도 짜파구리 좋아해. 어떻게 나한테만 한 번도 안 물어볼 수 있어?
Yeah, she keeps neglecting the daughter. It seems like there's a favoritism happening here.
Yeah.
Man, this is insane. They don't even notice. Get out the front door. Leave. The cameras are cut. Quick. The kid is the most perceptive one out of all of them.
미쳤어. 아줌마 좀
야 박다서! 아 이놈의 자식 진짜. 지금 뭐 하는 거야 지금?
They call them by their last name first?
The kid wants to camp on his birthday. Let him. This area is filthy though. Like you could tell, and I doubt that they got everything.
Oh my god. Is she texting the kid? Oh shit.
I want you what?
I want you here, honey.
여기는 거실. 들리나? 아빠랑 항시 대기. 하루에서 비상 대기 중이다.
You could tell by how distant they sit from each other.
저 텐트 저거 빗물 안 쓰겠지.
다송이 보면서 자요.
Oh man. Almost low enough for them to peek under the whole family's right.
Like, what if they decided to scooch the table a little bit, or...
Yeah.
가만히 있어봐.
Smell. That's the first thing I thought when they got in there.
그 냄새가 나는데?
뭔 냄새?
김 기사님 스멜.
It's a Kim smell.
그 행주 삶을 때 나는 냄새 더 있지. 그런 걸 합시다.
Poverty.
Oh my god.
설탕에 나는 냄새 있어. 그런 거
몰라 난 너무 오래돼서 지하철 타본 지.
Wow.
Subway smell. Oh, that's sad.
Oh. He's like, I'm looking for the controller here. Oh shoot.
And then they're...
Oh shoot. That's crazy. But what if the kid points the kid can't look through the clear glass? I'm confused.
Wow.
Oh, here we go. What's up, YouTube?
Beep.
Damn, this movie goes all over the place. Every genre you can imagine.
I know. Now we got the soft corn.
Soft corn. Whoa! What the heck?
We're just like
and
two
the Oscar
kids.
goes to... I'm convinced this is what the Oscars do. The Oscars are like, Are they asleep or are they completely
no, they're
compartmentalizing?
They're dissociating down there.
They've like mastered meditation.
Oh my gosh, imagine how awkward.
And like those are your bosses.
Coast is clear.
That's no cool. Sneak out now. Her eyes are kind of open.
Yeah, that might be like the angle. You know how when you look at someone's eyes while they're sleeping?
Yeah.
Underneath, it looks like they're kind of open.
They're forgetting about the kid in the tent.
Yeah, that's... I don't know. How are they going to go out? They can't go out through the front?
I don't know. Like, are they going to get away with all this?
They have to.
푹신한 침대로 가서 자구려 오바.
그래. 그건 싫구려
Oh my god, you can see his feet.
I know.
Oh my gosh, I'm too perceptive to not see the large man on my floor.
Dirty feet.
Oh no.
Yeah, it was kind of like a Caravaggio painting. It's like he's hidden by the dark. Oh, they can't hear the garage opening? I guess not. Leave.
What?
Ooh, damn.
Wait, they don't hear the garage? That's kind of strange. Look.
It's probably really well insulated.
They have to run in the rain now home.
They're heading down. Interesting. Down. Talk about a long day at work, huh?
Look how many like flights, levels they have to go to get home.
And the further down they go, the less sophisticated it seems.
Yeah.
It's just like the favelas in Brazil.
그래서 어떻게 할 거야?
It's a good question. How does it pan out?
그리고 우리 식구들 말고 아무도 모르지. 무슨 일이 이상한지. 그러니까 아무 일도 없었던 거야. 알겠어? 생각이
That's an interesting way to look at it.
That's been a recurring statement that they have a plan, that they have a plan. But they seem to be very short-term plans.
Yeah.
With not too much foresight.
Oh no.
Flooding. Oh, wow.
Oh no.
And they're below the line. Wow.
Oh no.
Oh man, this can't end good.
아씨 어지럽네.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, man.
Oh my goodness.
Oh. The parallel. They were worried about the guy's piss.
Wow.
The guy's piss is definitely in their house now.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, she might not make it after all. Oh, God. Oh, with shit-stained cigarettes. Wow. Oh, that's the rock. How is the rock floating? It seems so heavy, but it's buoyant.
It's empty. It's so metaphorical.
It is metaphorical. It's a heavy, buoyant rock. It's kind of like a ship.
Oh my gosh. This is so sad. Wow. Oh my goodness.
Wow. Wow.
Look at the directing, like the flickering lights.
I wonder if the lights flickering in this house also mimic Morse code. Help me, you know? Like, that would be crazy, because it seems like it is.
Wow.
So I wonder if there's a message, a subconscious message laid right there. And the socks are still drying. Wow. The socks never dried. This happens every year in Brazil, flooding like this. In the favelas, in the regions, the impoverished areas with poor sewage.
That's really sad.
It's not necessarily true, but that's kind of like a nihilistic, gave up on life stance a little bit.
Yeah.
You have to have an aim. You see how rain is ambience for them? It's like ambient noise for the wealthy.
Yeah.
And then for everybody else, it's a disaster. The juxtaposition of class disparity. Look at that. She's getting to choose, luxury of choosing, and here they're taking whatever fits.
And she has no idea either, or maybe she does. They probably texted her.
And she called her sis, the wealthy lady.
And the other lady probably picked it up from her.
한국 불러주면 완전 땡큐고. 자기 거 있잖아.
He must be pissed. Like, they must all be pissed, right? To have their wealth just smeared in your face.
Especially now that they lost everything, the little that they had.
Exactly.
그 덕에 캠핑 나가리, 가든 파티 콜.
I could feel the anger. Wow.
아우, 그러니까. 비 안 왔으면 어쩔 뻔했냐고요. 그리고 선물은
On top of it, they insult his smell as if he has a choice. Socialites. Borghesia. Whoa!
Oh.
Hey, she doesn't mind his smell.
Goodness.
좀 전에 나랑 뽀뽀할 때 딴 생각했잖아. 그치?
These are very observant people, very perceptive.
우와. 오빠 이게 뭐야?
his rock.
정말 죄송한데 김사님 애기 엄마 등살에 나도 이게 어쩔 수가 없네. 근데 핵심은 뭐 간단해요. 예, 좀 이따가 제시카 선생님이 그 다송이 생일 케이크 들고서 행진 비슷한 거 할 거예요. 그때 우리가 짜잔 하고 나타나가지고 제시카 쌤을 습격하는 겁니다. 이 인디안 도끼 막 휘두르면서 그 순간 정의의 인디안 다송이가 짜잔 등장해가지고 도끼로 반겨. 이게 전투 벌어지고 결국 다송이가 케이크였어 제시카로. 김 기사님 어차피 오늘 근무인 거죠 이게? 그냥 뭐 이게 일의 연장이라고 생각하시고.
Uh-oh. He's crossing the line.
Yeah, now the boss is crossing the line, it seems.
그냥 내가 내려가 볼게. 잠깐만. 안 그래도 이거 챙긴 거니까 갖고 가. 배고플 거 아니야, 들.
Damn, it's a big meatball.
아유, 제시카 여기 있었네. 이게 너무 맛있네요. 죽이죠. 아니, 내가 쌤한테 부탁할 게 하나 있잖아. 뭐 어떤?
Okay. I'm like anticipating. Why is he taking his rock? Oh, is he gonna give it to them maybe as like a...
It didn't seem like he was, like he has a gift-giving energy to him right now.
Oh my god, he's gonna kill them with
Yeah, that's more of the energy I'm picking
Oh
up.
my gosh.
It's more of like mashing your head in
it's
with a
showing.
rock. Ah! Freaking bad luck charm. Jesus. Ah, now he doesn't have the element of surprise. He just gave his position away. Just like last time with the girl. Like first it was the girl, now it's him. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's getting spooky down here.
Oh god.
right in time for the holidays of Halloween.
Help.
Oh, the blood is pooling. Oh no.
And where's his rock?
It's not a boulder. It's a rock.
Where's his rock?
Oh, I thought it was blood on the floor. It's not blood? It's so dark. Ah!
No.
Oh, God.
Oh my goodness. Why did he go down there by himself? Oh my gosh, I can't.
Oh, it's just like a leash. Like you gotta let go of the leash. Wow, that's scary. This dude is scary looking. This dude has a really scary look. Ah, dude, you gotta get the leash. Oh.
No. It's getting out of hand. It's his wife is dead. And now he's completely lost it.
Yeah.
If he hasn't already before.
No, he's completely lost it.
Oh my goodness, he's dead.
Wow.
That's a pool of blood.
Yeah, his blood is pooling.
Oh my god,
I couldn't distinguish. They just show it. Usually they cut. It just shows.
Oh my gosh, twice.
Just to make sure. And he's walking up the stairs like he owns the place.
Oh.
This is part of the performance of the birthday performance. They hired this guy. Hired this guy to do a play. It's like Shakespearean play right here. Live play for the birthday. Yeah, he's lost his damn mind. And this girl's on her damn phone. Put the phone down, girl. It's a problem with this generation.
Oh, she's gonna find him. Oh my goodness. No one notices, look.
He's not used to the sun. Oh, shit. Damn, she threw the kid. Oh my god.
What?
That's the ghost, look. He's gonna have another convulsion. Oh my god. Oh my god. On the sourdough, not on the sourdough.
Oh my god, he's just killing everybody.
Oh, she got an axe. What the hell is going on?
Oh my gosh, his daughter. Oh my gosh.
And his wife. Oh my god. Oh my god. What do you mean, what are you doing?
아빠 그만 좀 내려.
Oh my goodness, oh my goodness.
던지라고! 자기 던지라고 그냥!
To save his son's life. Isn't that funny? Wow. Yeah, get your keys, dude. Get your keys. Oh, churrasco, picanha, carne assada, vamos, bora pro rolê, bora pro churrasco.
Oh my goodness, look at that.
Holy shit.
Respect!
Scooch them over to get the keys. Damn. Oh, the smell is bothering him even now.
Goodness. You're kidding me. Oh!
Wow. Wow. He showed no empathy. His daughter's dying in his arms, his son is dead, and this guy's like, come on, what are you doing? I'm with him.
Are you kidding? Are you kidding?
Wow.
Oh my goodness, no, that's not okay.
No, none of this is okay, but also... What the heck? Now what? What's his plan now? I like how it shows the shadow. It's like the Jungian shadow. The aspects that we hide and suppress. Our ability to kill. The tribalness. The Native American tribalness in this all.
그리고는
Oh, wow, he survived.
안 생긴 의사가 말했습니다.
여기 내 말 들려요? 지금 내 말 들려?
It's probably the morphine. All the drugs.
저기 그 기하께서는 저기 변명할 수 있는 계획도 있고 변호사도 선임할 수 있고 체포 구속 이거 묻잖아 계속 이거 계속 웃는데?
폭행치사 그러나 정당방위 말들은 많았지만 그래도 이렇게 다들 집행유예 선고를 받았을 때도
Oh, there's no way to prove it because the lady's dead. The old housekeeper doesn't have the story on them. Oh, the dad is missing.
대문을 거쳐 계단을 내려온 뒤 주택가 골목을 통해 유유히 사라졌습니다.
Oh, there's a killer on the loose.
He's probably in the
목격자
basement.
또한 전혀 찾아내지 못한 상태입니다. 현재까지의 상황으로만 본다.
Oh my god, you're right. I didn't think about that.
Oh my god, he's in the basement.
아버지가 대체 어디 계신지 전혀 모르고 있는 그런 상황인데
Man.
그러다 어느덧 뉴스도 조용해지고 그날따라 왠지 춥고
New
힘든데
family now.
They look American. Oh, the lights flickering in Morse code. So you're right, the dad's in the basement. I mean...
He disappeared in thin air and none of the house cameras caught him, so it makes sense.
The best place to hide is in plain sight.
And nobody knows about that bunker is what they kept emphasizing, so... Wow.
That's interesting. Wow.
아들아, 너라면 혹시 이 편지를 읽을 수도 있겠구나. 너는 보이스카우트 출신이니까 혹시나 싶어서 이런 식으로 편지를 써본다. 건강은 좀 회복이 되었느냐? 네 엄마야 뭐 심하게 건강할 테고. 나도 여기에서 건강히 지낸다.
He's basically imprisoned.
기정이 생각이 자주 울긴 하지만 그날 벌어진 일들은 지금도 실감이 잘 안 난다. 꿈을 꾼 것 같기도 하고 아닌 것 같기도 하고. 대문을 나올 때
Look at that small detail.
어디로 가야 되는지.
What a crazy movie. And he's the one that hit it. Yeah. So, man with a plan. Or with no plan at all.
워낙 끔찍한 사건이 일어난 집이니까 당연히 집이 금방 팔리지 않을 테고 그러다 보니 새 주인 올 때까지 빈집에서 오래오래 버티느라 고생을 좀 했지. 그래도 집이 한동안 비어있었던 덕분에 그분 누구냐? 저기 문자, 광자, 문광님을 예의를 갖춰서 보내드릴 수가 있었는데.
I thought he ate her. Honestly, I thought that he resorted to cannibalism.
목장을 한국에 온 지도 얼마 안 되는 아무것도 모르는 놈들을 꼬셔가지고 결국엔 집을 팔더라고.
And the cycle repeats itself.
목숨을 간다. 목숨을.
At least they have the good news that, you know, the father's alive.
아버지, 저는 오늘 계획을 세웠습니다. 근본적인 계획입니다. 돈을 벌겠습니다. 아주만 대학, 취직, 결혼 뭐 다 좋지만 일단 돈부터 벌겠습니다.
안에 들어가 보시면 아시겠지만 나의 사이즈도 아주 그냥 넉넉하게 잘 빠졌어요. 이런 집은 아무한테나 보여주는 건 아닌데.
돈을 벌면
귀한 분 오셨으니까.
이 집부터 사겠습니다.
와우.
이사 들어간 날에는 저는 엄마랑 정원에 있을게요. 햇살이 워낙 좋으니까요. 아버지는 그냥 계단만 올라오시면 됩니다. 그날이 올 때까지 건강하세요. 그럼 이만.
I'm confused. Did it or did it not
It
happen?
didn't happen. It was showing like if it did.
Oh, so he's daydreaming again.
He's making a plan.
I mean, that's more than his dad. Well, not really a plan. It's more wishful thinking because he said, you know, I'm just gonna make a lot of money. Not really like delineating how that would happen, but I just need to reset the camera before we begin. Hold on. All right, so
Oh man.
I think that this is a good lesson for young men out there everywhere. You know, like it's good to have a plan. Like you have to have an aim and a plan. Otherwise, your family suffers.
Yeah.
You know, like the most kind of like the essence of what I picked up here is that if you do, and even when you have a plan, you have to make sure to involve your entire family in that plan, because that was the problem with Mr. Park. Successful businessman, on paper, you know, has everything any man would ever dream of having, you know, has a wife, has kids, has money, has wealth, has a good career for himself, has a legacy that he's building. But even then, he doesn't really seem to involve his family too much, and he's really entrenched in that work culture, workaholic, only sees his family at night, gets home tired, exhausted, doesn't really have energy or any predisposition to, you know, to experience his family. And there's a disconnect in wealthy families, and I've experienced that firsthand. Like I've had, you know, friends and people whose homes I would go to, and I would witness that there's an echo in the relationships. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not as close knit and as primal even as the
Kim's. Yeah.
So it's Kim's and Park, right?
Yeah.
So the Kims, they share laughter even if it's over a can of soda, a can of beer. And then you see the Park lady, she was eating her ramen noodles alone. You know, so the dad didn't want it, went up to sleep. The daughter complained that she was left out. And it's this fractured kind of household. But it's beautiful. It's a beautiful home. You know, it's a beautiful home. Yeah.
Something I wanted to point out is that in the beginning, you see the way that the Kim family interacts with one another, and they have, even though they have so little, they have like abundance in relationship with each other. And you see that with like the guy peeing outside, and then they kind of like make like a funny video of it, and they have like humor in that way, and they have like that light-heartedness to them. But then I think that like it's just a paradox of how like in the beginning they supposedly have nothing, right? Like they have very little in terms of monetary, but they're wealthy in terms of family connection, which is what you don't see, like you're saying, with the Park family.
Mm-hmm.
So then it's like things that you take for granted. And I think that that's why someone has to die in the end. And then it ends up being, like you said, the most distant is the father kind of in the Park family. And then it has to be the daughter for the Kims, you know, someone that brought like a light essence into the Kim family, which was the daughter.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of the daughter, I want to mention this before I forget. When she is presented as the art teacher / art therapist, I found it really interesting how the artist commands and kind of dethrones or unthrones.
Yeah.
Right? Like when you knock
Dethrones,
somebody, dethrones the Park family kind of hierarchy within the home. It's like she orders the mom around and she tells her like, sit here. It's like, no, it's like, go here. It's like, I don't want you, you know, like she establishes the boundaries and she takes control of the house. And so I think that the kid also, like the artistic child, he was being treated as a little prince, which is what the mom even says. It's like, we treat him as if he's some type of prince, you know, as
genius,
a genius, right? His art is plastered right at the entrance. And then you ask yourself, what expression, what part of the daughter is also on that wall, aside from her integration and her membership of that, like in that family. And so I think that art, when it comes to classism and when it comes to the structure of society in general, the artists are usually the ones who convey the state of the government. And the state of the government in this household is literally this ghost that the child keeps drawing and drawing, which the self-portrait, in my opinion, is the parasitic man who is living underground. So that's just him trying to express his trauma in the ways that he knows how. And I also think that he really clinged on to the Native American archetype.
Yeah.
Because I think that, you know, with the secular age that we live in now in this postmodernist era, we have lost touch with the religious, spiritual experiences, which was common for everybody to experience, right? So you have the stage of initiation, which is why I think that the Kim daughter, she, as the art teacher, she mentioned specifically, like, did anything happen when he was in
first grade?
First grade. So it's this understanding, and she claimed that she just Googled it and she just found that that's a common trope, but it's because there are certain things that human beings have to experience and have to overcome in their developmental stages of their lives that lead them to becoming kind of fully integrated human beings.
Yeah.
Psychologically, spiritually, mentally, physically, even. So then you see the contrast with the man living in the basement. His wife, which I thought it was her son, his wife treats him as a baby. And that's how we first kind of see him, is that he's getting, you know, fed with a baby bottle. And there's something about that, about this connection between the man in the basement and the child in the house, the artist, the child who is receptive and has his antenna the most pure to receive these, you know, like esoteric kind of supernatural entities, which end up being just a dude in the basement.
Speaking on that, when you think about it now, it makes so much sense what she was saying, Jessica, about the art, even though obviously, like you're saying, she Googled it and kind of prepped herself to come up with some psychological intertwining. But now it kind of makes sense what she was pointing out about that black spot in the corner of his paintings is him painting the experience of seeing that man coming out of that door, out of the basement.
Yes.
And so that's why it's like it was dark, and it's his trauma, and it's interesting you're saying about like artists and stuff and how they kind of command the room. I think that's something that could be applied to all artists, especially the esteemed artists, is the idea that you don't take any criticism and you don't take any kind of what do you call it? Like, you don't allow anything to take you off your route. You know, if you have a vision for something, like I've seen people talk about Tarantino, for example, like Tarantino and his films, and how if he has a vision, like he makes it happen exactly how he envisions it. And there's very little room for any other ideas. It's like he's already painted it out for himself. And so I think there's a confidence that you have to have in your ability, and that's exactly what she embodied. So she said, okay, I'm going to remember that I'm Jessica that went to the University of Illinois, and I'm this artist, so I need to embody that. And I think that that's just a prerequisite to whatever you want to achieve. You first have to live it as if you've already are that. Yeah.
And it's perfect that you say that, because the origin for both artists and religious spiritual leaders, it all kind of finds itself in the shamanic traditions.
Yeah.
Like that's the most ancient tradition known to man, right? So since the dawn of time of modern humans, they would paint inside of caves and express themselves and paint bison, and you find these caves all over the world. But I think that the respect for the artist comes from that kind of deep intrinsic DNA that we've been programmed and we're all born with, that we all have a propensity to like respect the shaman. And so she becomes a shaman. And I think that high society people, they derive their personality from whatever they consume or from consumerism in general, right? So they don't really have a personality per se. And like, that's usually the critique, is that they're shallow people, soulless people. Like they're just glass, you know, like there's no substance. They're void of anything real, because they just acquire using money because they value money the most. And so they believe that money buys everything. It buys happiness, it buys personality, it buys prestige, it buys social standing, economic standing, all of that. And so I think that the artist becomes the shaman, and that's why the Native American stuff, symbolism, is so prevalent here. It's like there's a reason for it.
Yeah, and it's the kids specifically, and I think that kids just inherently are the kind of gates to towards creativity, if that makes sense, you know?
They live in the liminal space.
Yeah, like they're constantly creative, imaginative, and so it's very interesting how like the only chaos at first that's introduced in this house, because then obviously there's a bunch of other, but the only chaos, quote unquote, is the kid shooting his like toy arrows, his toy Native American arrows. And then it's interesting how you can even see it as like the parents are okay with like entertaining it, not only because they see him as like some artistic genius or having this creative inclination, but then also because if they embrace it, then it just enhances their own social status, like their ability to understand world culture. Like that's something that's also highly esteemed.
And that's why Jessica is mentioned in the same sentence as a prestigious art school in Illinois.
Yeah.
Right. So American derivatives are always valued or overvalued in these other countries. And I lived in Brazil for a while, and people would import clothes. I started saying clothes with the emphasis on the TH because of her.
I used to say clothes. Me too.
But every time she says clothes, she really emphasizes it.
I'm trying to be more proper now.
Well, proper. But, you know, like everything that's imported everything from America, imported culture, fabric, material goods, everything is overvalued because that's the tradition and the culture that's developed, is that like the condition of being a developed country is having McDonald's in your neighborhood.
And think about the high price it is also to import things from other countries. So that's why the mom makes it a point to point out multiple times that the tent that the kid uses is from the US.
So that implies quality.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what were we going on here? Like, what was the train of thought here?
We were talking about...
That's okay. I have this other thing that I want to mention too, is that you mentioned chaotic, and like that's what sparked a little thing in my brain, because like that's how we do these conversations, is that you'll say something and then it just lights up a part of my brain,
too.
and then I'm like, oh, let me go over here real quick.
Yeah, before I forget, I have to write, but go, I'm listening.
All right,
go.
So when you mentioned chaotic, I thought about how there's a book, I forget the name of the book, but this book, we were kind of like forced to read it. It was on like a reading list in high school when I went to high school. I think it's called like Purity and Danger, I think it's called. But the idea is essentially that like there's no such thing as dirty. That when something is dirty, all that means is that something is disrupting an otherwise clean system that is designed to be clean. And it's designed by someone with the vested interest of establishing a certain order or imposing an order, an unnatural order upon a natural space. And so what that essentially means is, for example, like if you go to a Amazonian tribe and you eat with them, right? They don't wash their hands before they eat. Or maybe they do. I don't know. Like, I'm not trying to imply anything, but like, let's assume, right, that you go to like a primordial society and tribe that aren't really acquainted to the whole, like,
they're not using bacterial soaps and like all this. Yeah.
They may wash their hands on the river and stuff, but there's no emphasis on like cleanliness, and they might eat with their hands after using the bathroom, or maybe after hunting, or maybe after doing an activity or whatever it is, and they might just go straight to eating. So they don't perceive things or what they're doing as a dirty act.
Yeah.
The dirtiness is a programmed identity, even like it's a programmed title and label that's imposed on something. So that led me to like think about the smell, or rather the smell led me to think about that too, because the smell implies that something is out of place, and humans have a natural odor to them, right? So humans put a lot of effort into making themselves not smell. And so the richer you are and the higher you go on this totem pole, the more pristine you're able to make yourself smell, but also the more privileged you are in barricading and blocking those smells. So you're able to afford a better shampoo, better conditioner, better perfumes, better everything, moisturizer, everything. So you smell unlike how you would smell if you weren't well kept. And so the smell becomes an indicator of class also. It's like you smell impoverished because you smell like the subway, because you smell like, insert here.
Yeah, where you smell like the subway, where mostly lower income people are using that form of transportation as opposed to having a Benz, right?
Yeah.
So, or whatever he has, a Benz, yeah. So, and it's interesting too, because mentioning the smell, it's something that you can't dress up if you're not able to dress up, just like you're saying. So they could put on these facades as these highly talented, well-articulated people, but then the smell is like that invisible thing that still gets through. And then that's why the kid even connects without like implying that they smell bad, but just that they all smell the same.
Yeah.
So it's
because they smell like the basement is what Jessica says, right?
Yeah.
Like they have to leave the basement, and to leave the basement is to leave that condition of poverty. So that's the only way that they'll be able to take that smell off of them.
Yeah, that's it. That was really interesting. And the smell is what did it for Mr. Kim at the end. Like the fact that Mr. Park insisted on like showing that the smell was bothering him again was basically what pushed him over the edge.
Yeah, because that's the ultimate testament that Mr. Kim does not have any empathy.
Yeah.
He is unempathetic.
Mr. Park, yeah.
Mr. Park, sorry.
Yeah, we the names. I wish I knew their like Korean names and I could say them, but
I wish I could pronounce them with
I know.
ease.
But I'm not even gonna try. So Jessica, Kevin, Mr. Kim, and I think the wife's name I did remember is Chung Suk.
Chung Suk?
Yeah.
Okay. I just have to reset the camera. Hold on.
Something I wanted to point out, speaking about, because you mentioned the art piece that was displayed in the Park home. In the Kim's home, and it showed again during the flood scene, they had a sports medal that was hung on the wall. And so then I started thinking about, and then in the Park home, sorry, before I forget, the dad had his Innovator of the Year award is basically what he received next to their posed family portrait. And then I just wanted to point out how it literally is them marking their achievements, like what they feel most accomplished of. And so for the Kims, like that goes as far as like just a sports medal that they received, and not even like a first place. I think it was like a silver one or something. And then for the Parks, in contrast, it's innovator, it's this beautiful, well put together family, and then it's an artist, right? Artist genius painting from a kid. And so it's really interesting, like how we feel the need to kind of be able to display our successes. And so that's why for YouTubers, for example, they get the plaque, right? Every time you reach a certain amount of subscribers, and then you'll see it hung up on like the YouTubers' walls behind them, because it's your sense of accomplishment that you have to display outward.
And it also serves as a status symbol also, right? So like the Park family, they receive a lot of guests. So usually very wealthy people, they do a lot of hosting, because wealth is useless unless it's flaunted and shown and shared, right? So that's a core human thing. Like you could hoard all of the supplies and food, but it's more satisfying for you to kind of share. And the wealthy people, they like to share, but sharing with their wealthy friends implies also a hidden competitiveness that's like a social, comparative, like comparing wallets and bank accounts and stuff. So the first thing when you walk into that house, if you're a guest, you see, poof, like this house is owned by a very smart and successful entrepreneur. They have a prolific genius child. They have a happy marriage, happy family. And, like those are the trappings of status.
And you could say that that's what families do in general. Like there are families where there's disconnected relationships, but then they overcompensate by putting family pictures all over the house, right?
That's what the Park family did.
So it's kind of like, it's very interesting, because just like you said, like their relationships are kind of strained. It's like a daughter who has that rebellious teenage angst, and the son which I was going to mention, the dad actually does seem to have a connection with the son, but then just like you said, it's not really something that he puts priority above everything else, like his family.
I have a theory about like how the daughter's resentful and envious, it seems, towards the brother, right? Towards the younger brother in the Park family. And the mother seems, in my opinion, the way it came off, she seems resentful towards the father because the father wasn't there when the son almost died. So she feels maybe that she's always alone in that house, and that she's always kind of left to her own devices. And that's why when we see her, she's holding a dog. And I assume that was like a comfort animal, like a comfort companion. But then you see that she doesn't really like doing the grunt work of anything. Like she'll have the housekeeper walk the dogs, which is part of it's one of the more important parts of owning a dog, is walking with the dog and bonding with the dog. Like that's the moment of where you do the most bonding.
Yeah.
But she only wants to reap the fruits of other people's labor. And so you see that in the house also, like the house is beautiful, it's kept pristine, but at the cost of this lower class person doing all of the labor, right? So it's all perception. Like she wants to see and feel like everything is pristine and perfect without ever really putting any effort into the perfection itself. So she can't cook, she can't clean, she can't do anything.
Yeah, yeah.
So I just feel like she was resentful towards the dad, and then the dad maybe is an egomaniac who sees himself in his son, because that's also not uncommon, right? So his son becomes like a mini version of himself, and that's why he wants to bond with the son, and he doesn't really care much about the daughter. And then when the daughter's annoyed and pissed off and kind of just over the connection that the dad has with the son, and she's rolling her eyes, he gets amusement out of seeing the daughter kind of annoyed, and maybe the daughter reflects the mother. And so there's this weird kind of like tension going on. And then we see it also with the Kim family, where they have like a tension, an underlying tension, but theirs is more, it's more pure, I think, because like you can't have raw, because you can't have love without war, right? So you have to like both come together. So you can't upkeep a perfect, pristine image of love, because that's not real. You have to have like the war aspect, the like hatred, because love's opposite is usually, they say it's indifference, but it could come off as hatred, as like a very intense emotion, as a very war-like emotion. So they show that for like a brief moment, but you see that the love that they have for each other is real, and that the family they've built is real, because they don't have much around them, and all they really have is each other.
It's interesting you pointed that out, because that's where their cracks slip with the Park family, because they're insistent on not divulging the darker or lower aspects of themselves, right? So they're like, okay, but let's not involve the cops. Let's not bring up the panties to him. Let's not bring up her tuberculosis or whatever. And so
there's a lot of nerfing.
Yeah, and then even how they are in their relationship with each other, like you're saying, but then the crack came out because Mr. Park shares it with Mr. Kim, saying that, well, she doesn't clean and she doesn't cook, so we kind of need a housemaid, or else the house is going to turn into a trash can in a week because she doesn't do anything. And
he also confesses that he doesn't really have love for her, but it's like whatever you call that, like you could call that love, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, because he cares about his company.
But it's interesting how, just like you're saying, the opposite is true with the Kim family, because in front of their kids, like they're not afraid to show kind of like, you know, going head to head with each other, versus the Park family always upkeeping an image, like always upkeeping a happiness or like a feigned happiness and stuff, just to keep peace or avoid confrontation. But then that just like festers over time.
Which is the Jungian persona.
Yeah.
The persona is the aspect of ourselves that we take to public places, that we, you know, like you're checking out at the grocery store, and you kind of like make small talk, and you enter an elevator and you make small talk, and you greet the person at the front door and you make small talk. That's the persona. That's not really the true self, because your true self can't really be taken everywhere you go. Otherwise you would have hours long conversation with every stranger you meet. So, and those people do exist, and those are the people who are considered psychologically unsophisticated, in that they can't really develop a outward facing persona and self that enables a more fluid social maneuvering. So instead these are the people that if you're on a bus or if you're on a train, they'll sit next to you and they'll start telling you their whole life story, unprompted, without you asking. And those are the people that do not have a persona. And some people might say, oh, but these people are raw and they're real, I love them. Sure, but a sophisticated, integrated self involves having this persona, this outward-facing self. And what's cool, too, is that the Kim family involves each other in their lying, while the Park family lie and keep secrets to each other, like to themselves. Yeah, like they don't really involve each other.
Yeah, and it's funny because when you were talking about the houses and stuff, I started thinking about their house. The Park family's house is glass, right? And then the Kim family's house is a semi-basement kind of thing. And I thought that it was interesting because one thing I wanted to point out, but there's a lot to point out there. But one thing I wanted to point out is that with the Park family, it is kind of like what you see is what you get. So you see this kind of always well-mannered, always kind of keeping things together family, which is the Parks. And then in the Kim family's house, in this like semi-basement, which only have this sliver of a window to look through, you see that there's like a lot of personality. And then that's revealed through how they're able to adapt to the personalities that they take on. Like the sister could be an artist, and the son could be an English tutor, and the dad could be a driver. So there's like a lot of there's just like a lot of personality in their house.
They're multifaceted people.
And then as opposed to the Park family house that has no personality, the house itself and the people in it, it's like literally what you see is what you get, versus like you have to literally look inward into the Kims to see what they are, because they're just so, they're like a melting pot of things that ends up surprising us, you know?
Yes. Yeah. I think that with the Park family, the persona becomes the personality.
Yeah.
And they are very unidimensional, unilateral, like what you see is what you get, just like you said. And it doesn't really evolve on camera into like, oh, like we find out that the Park mother is a genius, or she's very perceptive or whatever. She's exactly what the friend told him that she is. It's like the mom is very simple. It's like she's very simple and kind of dull and kind of like airhead, you know, like kind of like she's just, and I think that that's what money does. I think that money corrupts the soul. I think that that's why every religion, you know, warns against it. And
that's a really fair point, because that's what ends up happening, right? Like they could have drawn the line at, okay, now we've already secured some income, like let's just make a living off of it because it's more than what we were making with these pizza boxes. But instead they like insist on like getting like literally pulping it out as much as they can, so covering all the grounds, and then even taking initiative to ask for more money, like the just like in subtle ways, like the daughter or the sister Jessica, when she says, well, but then I need to be hired this many times a week, and then the wife with the membership, right? So they were really like conning out how to get the most of the money that they can get, and then that just ends up being the destruction. Because
they flew too close to the sun, right? Like they became intoxicated inside of the place where they shouldn't have. So like that was their downfall. Like that's why Jessica slipped. And that's why she fell and she stumbled and she died, because they intoxicate themselves in the very place where they're trying to upkeep this very orderly and very structured lie. So you can't really do that. Like they should have taken that party to their home and just enjoyed the fruits of their labor. But then you realize, just like you're saying, enough is never enough. It's like they want to live in the house and they want the house to be theirs and they want what the other people have. And there's also like some form of like specific technical term for that. But basically, we want things because things are wanted. And that's what commercials are founded upon, right? So if you get, for example, like a famous artist, let's say you get Drake or you get Michael Jackson when he was still alive, and you get them drinking Pepsi, right? Because Michael Jackson wants Pepsi, you're going to really want Pepsi. So it's not that you want it, but now you want it.
Yeah, because value.
But it's not really you wanting it.
Yeah, like value.
It's your reptilian brain trying to follow the flow. You know, like it's just emotional. It's a visceral reaction.
Yeah.
And I think that that's what happens in that house, is that the house is the downfall of every single person. The house, everybody is working around the clock to keep that house what it is.
Yeah.
You know, like to keep it pristine, to keep it, to be able to afford it, which is what the dad does, the Park dad with his company. He builds a company around the house. So everything is kind of built around the house.
Yeah.
It's you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you could even say that the house is the parasite.
The house is the parasite.
Because without all of these people to feed off of, like the laborers and the parks who live in it, then it wouldn't even be a house worth living in or have. And then to your point, like value is just whatever we subjectively decide it is. And then that's the idea with like famous people. It's like we only regard famous people as being famous and being celebrities because everyone collectively decides that that's so.
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of like, what does the collective decide to input value into? And then that just ends up being the case. So money is something that collectively is valued and therefore it's highly coveted and people make it their whole lives.
And we associate value with interest.
Yeah.
So if you see somebody walking down the street and there's paparazzis flashing their lights, then that person is more valuable than the other person across the street who's walking with no paparazzi. So value is all perceptive too. Like it's not a substantial value. Like you might not even know who the person is, but you're already taking your phone out, readying the camera so you could get a shot with whoever this is and send it to your friends and family in order for them, through proximity to fame, associate in their reptilian limbic brain that, oh, Gabby is more important now because she stumbled and brushed upon Michael Jackson and got a picture with Michael Jackson. And that's what people try to do when they try to take pictures with celebrity and post it on their social media and stuff. Like, I think that's the whole crux of it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's not real.
But then to the point, right? It's like everything is kind of like parasitic in that way then. Like life is parasitic. Like the way that the systemic structures of the economic ladders of things and just how life is meant to be, like life is literally built for us, is that people feed off other people, and it's just in like that's just the nature and cycle of life, I guess.
And the ladder of ascension in between class is usually the highest indicator, or the highest indicator of class mobility is your level of intelligence. And that's why universities are usually very expensive, because the barrier for entry has to be set high so that you can keep the system operating in the same way that it's operating. But then now with the advent of the internet, you see that knowledge and information is being vastly disseminated and more easily available. And the only thing lagging behind on purpose and by design is the barrier of entry for jobs and for positions of power that still rely heavily on credentials. And that's why in this film, the son is talking about making a lot of money and hopefully going to a good university, because that's usually the only path. It's intelligence. But then you see that these people are way more intelligent than everybody else around them. They're way more perceptive. And if the capitalistic system and structure did not exist and these people were savages in a tribe in the middle of nowhere, they would be the ones who survive, and not the Park family. They would have the big huts and the big tents and the big infrastructure, because that's really what life is about. It's more primal than it is all of these, like these super egos, like the collective super ego that's embedded in your conscience, that's instilled by society and by the broader system in school through the Prussian model of the 1800s, the Rockefeller fascist model of education. So everything is just a culmination of the interest of a small group of industrialists who program society and weaponize kind of science and all of these cold enlightenment tools, right? Cold because they're disconnected from anything truly real that we've valued throughout the history of our existence. And so it's very cold, factual, and you have to abide by the objective reality. So the subjective experience, the phenomenological experience, which is the subjective experience according to Heidegger, that's the antidote for existentialism, I think, is not not placing your experience, which is subjective, but it's truer than the objective one. Your experience is as true, maybe is the best term to put this, as the objective reality. So as a tree falls from a tree, your childhood experiences should be as real as that fruit falling from the tree, instead of being brushed under a rug and you being forced to tidy up and just stand in line and work your Starbucks job and put a smile on your face.
That's
why we're all miserable, because nobody has any real purpose and nobody has meaning in their lives. And everybody is just following either the projection of the dreams of the parents, of society, of friends, and nobody really knows who they are, which is the ancient Socratic dictum, right? Know thyself. You can't establish a plan or an aim unless you know yourself deeply. And to know yourself is to know the aspects of yourself, the different facets of yourself, and not just, trying on a suit and deciding that you're now Tom Ford and you're now Gucci and you're now, that leads nowhere. It just leads you in circles, and you're on this hamster wheel, and you're going to just die. You're just going to, at the end, we're all going to die. And I think that that's what everybody distracts themselves from. And that's why the mother fainted in the end when she witnessed death. Because death is the ultimate God, just like you were mentioning earlier today on our walk. It's like death is the common kind of character across all religious belief systems, right? It's the precursor to transformation, to redemption of the spirit, and to resurrection. Like there is no that part without having this essential part. And that's why the wife was not ready for that, because she doesn't meditate on death and she's not accustomed to it, and she can't act in moments where death is present in the room, and that's why she faints and can't handle this. She's overstimulated by it.
It's interesting you mentioned, go ahead.
Hold it. You holding it?
Yeah, it's interesting that you mentioned that, because her like fear of like the son having the seizures and getting him to the hospital quickly and stuff is actually not far, like is actually pretty accurate. Like when she said like a 15-minute timeline and stuff, and thinking about that weight of that as a mom, and I feel like that's like the moment that you see her, like that's why she like gasped when Jessica pointed out that something may have happened to him in first grade, and then she made the connection with the whole ghost thing and how he ended up having the seizure for the first time, which was that instance. And so I think that that's something very interesting, because it makes you think about how biologically our bodies are on a timer for death.
Yeah.
And I kind of like learned about that because like with what happened to my uncle, like basically what had happened was he went into cardiac arrest and they didn't get to him quick enough. And so the brain quickly deteriorates after 4 minutes if you're not able to perform CPR in that 4 to 6 minute time frame. Like after that, the brain just deteriorates and then that's it.
Because it doesn't have oxygen.
And so it's very interesting that, like that she explained, that then he would have to be rushed to the ER, and then you're making the connection with the death and stuff. It's like our bodies, we age, and it's just the natural order of things is that we just, that's the natural response. Like whether it's over time or whether it's in like a dire circumstance, like your body's going to bleed out and you're going to quickly either faint or die shortly after, because it's literally just the way that the body is. It's just a body. It's just a biological part of us,
And the key to longevity, in my opinion, is self-care. Because, like we kind of sacrifice ourselves at the expense of ourselves, right? But then we prioritize money and work culture and grinding and all this stuff, which is a part of life. But if you don't take care of your meat vehicle, then how are you going to expect to be 90 or 100? And that's what the Chinese and the Asian culture in general, like they prioritize self-care a lot more than any other culture. And that's why things are a little bit more tame and a little bit more kind of just chill, if you will, like the older you get. Like you see in China, you'll see the elders kind of conducting Tai Chi and doing these like movements, and they're very agile when they're elder. And here you see old people, like they could barely walk, or they could barely, tend to themselves.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's the spiritual aspect too. Like it's being connected with nature, being connected with something real other than screens and social media and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Tactile feedback loops.
Ooh, yeah, but this movie, like there's so much to unpack. I don't think that we'll be able to like get through everything. I want to see if I have anything that like really stands out. But one thing that we could talk about is because the houses obviously are very symbolic and stuff. And I think that the idea of them being in the semi-basement that ends up getting flooded and being in this close-knit community, like you see that there are people around them, like a lot of people surrounding the Kims, and then the parks are very isolated. And that's something that I was learning about with like architecture. I think Louis Sullivan is the name of the first man who kind of innovated in terms of modernism, with like skyscrapers and with like houses of this sort, right? Mm-hmm. And the idea that he stood behind was that its form comes before function comes before form.
Function precedes form.
Yeah, so
that's an ancient Greek idea too.
So the idea is that you don't construct something based off of aesthetic. You construct it based off of the function that it needs to serve, and then there comes the form of it.
But in today's society, aesthetics is prioritized over function.
And then you see that in like nature. Everything follows the idea of function first and then aesthetic. So birds' wings aren't in that shape just for beauty. It's for the function of flight. And then the beauty of it comes after the fact. Then you can take in the beauty of a bird's wings. And so it's very interesting how like that's how modernism was born. It's with the idea, the design idea with function in mind. And then the connection I wanted to make is that why are wealthy people's homes isolated? Because the function that it has to serve is that it has to separate them from the lower income,
right,
and keep them separate enough where they don't have to encounter or interact with the lower income people unless by choice, which is then, taking labors and stuff like that.
Which is the story of the Buddha. Mm-hmm. The Buddha was a wealthy prince who was nerfed and incubated from the world, and he didn't really experience death and old age, sickness until he voluntarily ventured out of his castle and encountered the world. And that led, or that catalyzed, his spiritual awakening. Mm-hmm. So I think that if you want to upkeep a certain hierarchy and system, you have every single class isolated unto themselves. And that's why people in the favelas, they don't really brush with wealth unless they are commuting to go work at some wealthy person's house, which is what we see here. And then it's also interesting how when Kevin touches the arm of the wealthy girl, you see that he makes first contact. And so you see that poverty is usually the one that's reaching to wealth, and wealth is usually trying to establish distance from poverty, because poverty is equated to being bad, and wealth is equated to being good and highly coveted. So he also sees his friend from the university, or from the neighborhood, that went to the university, and that is now kind of exiting not only that little basement neighborhood, but he's also venturing abroad, and he's going to study and see the world, while he's stuck in the basement, and he's stuck kind of with his family because he's under the command of his father. And there's also another popular saying that faith in one man is a ship sinking, right? So you can't put all of your faith in somebody else, and you can't externalize your faith onto someone. But that's what all of them do. So, I just think that, to your point, what was the point that I'm making now? I don't know, but that's the mentally gone way, poverty, right? So Kevin reaches out to the girl's hand, and he is the one that reaches. And I think there's like a little meaning there. It's like poverty is always trying to reach up.
Yeah.
And then whoever's up is always trying to...
It's so fascinating you say that, because I just started reading Jordan Peterson's Maps of Meaning, and I've only gotten through the preface right now because I just read a little bit yesterday. But he literally mentions that if someone else is trying to change the world, but does it through others, like makes others the problem that has to be changed, then that is bloody suspicious. Like you should be very suspicious of that person, because the only way that you can change the world is not by fixing others, it's by fixing yourself, is basically the point that he makes. And so I think that that's what we see here is the problem with both of these families, is that we have one family that wants to remain detached from poverty and wants to just kind of brush it off, and the only way they interact with it is when they're literally feeding off of it, benefiting from it,
because they're also parasites.
But then that becomes a dragon for them that they now have to confront, because they keep putting off like this thing by self-isolating themselves and kind of, you know, doing what you said, like with the Buddha, but then exposure is necessary to be able to transform and
because of perspective
and appreciate, right?
Because you have to gain perspective.
Yeah. And then with the parks, what ends up happening is that you can't, like, there's a very big difference between like having ambition, I think, and then doing it in a way where you climb with that ambition and allow it to push you forward, versus having this kind of vindictive or miscued way of having ambition, you know, and then that's a dragon that you have to confront too. It's like
lacking empathy.
Yeah, or just like lacking awareness in that way, like presence and awareness. And the plan that they keep mentioning, I think, is that they have to, it's like you have to, how would I explain this? Like, I know that it's complicated, right? Because people make the argument of like equality and equity, right? Equality is that everyone is given the same thing, even if people start at different circumstances. And so it's not really fair. But then equity is that people are given what they're needed. So if someone is disabled, then they're given more
equity,
more of what they need in order to be able to prosper. And so I know that there's like an argument there, and that obviously the Kims, they're not starting out from a great place, but you have to like honorably make your plan. And I think that it's not wrong that the son feels like having a plan is the answer, but then it's about what is your plan, and how do you do it honorably and respectfully, and how do you use your strengths to get there, you know, versus doing it in this way that's sketchy and con artist like, which is what they did. Because I mean, like, it's really hard to argue for them when just like I said, it just ended up being, they could have got like, look, I think that when the son gets the opportunity to tutor, like he could have actually been a great tutor and done his job. Yeah. But then once you start now like giving this lady an allergic reaction and crossing these lines, which the park father kept mentioning also, it's like he doesn't like people who cross lines like in that way and stuff. And what you could probably make the assumption that even if he had better circumstances, he earned his living. He's an innovator. He created something that helped people or that benefited people, and therefore he has his wealth, even if he had better circumstances that got him there. But then, like, that's the problem, is that the Kims, like, what their downfall ends up being is that they start crossing these lines that put people in danger and hurt people and twist it for their own benefit.
So it's kind of like a karmic retribution too, because even Kevin's interest in the Park family's daughter, when he's tutoring her, his entire interest or his love for her is predicated on what he could gain from it.
From the money, yeah.
So it's always just gain. It's like gain centric is not the way to do it.
Yeah, and that's what stressed me out, because then it's literally like a whole hierarchy that we see, right? Like the man in the basement who lights up the hallway as Mr. Park is walking up the stairs, and then this lady who was the housekeeper for however many years for them, and then the Kim family. It's like it was a lot to unpack.
And it's also interesting how the man in the basement gives subtle echoes of like the whole minotaur under the castle, placed and contained within a maze, and then the royalty resides on top of that, and they kind of live as if the minotaur doesn't exist, right? And that's the whole thing about not exposing yourself to the hard things of life. And that's what the Buddha teaches, is that you have to have painful conversations with yourself and with the world, and you have to develop empathy and a diverse perspective on the world. And you can't just be me minded, and that's what the wealthy people do. And an interesting thing too is that the housekeeper was spoken of by Mr. Park as if she was an accent in the house that came with the house. So you see that the wealthy class treat the working class, especially like, for example, I've witnessed this in Brazil. The big homes, like the very expensive homes and wealthy families, they have an entrance specifically for service people. So it's kind of a caste system within the home itself. And so the servants go through the service area, and the homeowner and friends and family go through the main entrance. So everything is designed in the homes to cater to the discrepancies in income and the service culture, the gig economy. All of these things are kind of factored in when creating the homes, because you can't really choose otherwise. You know what I'm saying? Like, they become just an aspect of your home. It's just like a fixture, like having a plant. So their home came with a housekeeper that was the same accent that was owned by the designer of the home. And the designer of the home is mentioned a lot, but we only see one quick shot of who the person is that designed the house. And you can't even make out much detail because it's so quick, and it's kind of like a far shot of him standing in front of the home. And you see that the Park family often references the name as if it's a Dolce and Gabbana brand, like it's kind of like a Gucci brand.
Yeah.
But they don't even have any real connection to the work. And then you see that the guy who's in the basement, the husband of the housekeeper, her and him discuss how they would sometimes go up and then play some music and play some cultural music and kind of bask in the glory of the architect and the glory of the design of the home and the spirit that's embedded in the home. And so they had somewhat of a closer, intimate connection with the actual house itself than even the Park family has with the house. And they own it and they live in it and they paid for it.
Yeah.
So there's like objectifying people that's very common with the wealthy people.
And it's interesting you say that, because we kind of like talk about this randomly at times, like when we're walking or whatever. But if you think about it, like the world really runs on the work of laborers, right?
The working class, yeah.
And so even when we pointed out, because there's like construction going on of like new houses and stuff, and we pointed out how the workers use like a porta potty, just like in the middle of their work construction area and stuff. And then it's like, well, the houses they're building, like certainly the empty ones have toilets installed and stuff, but they can't use the toilets. Like obviously the water's turned off or whatever until someone moves in. But just an example, it's like, it's literally they created it. Like they manifested this thing that now exists, and then they're treated in this way where it's like breadcrumbs of respect or or exchange for like what they bring. And then you can see the same with like when these like buildings or companies have like cleaners, right? It's always at a time where there isn't going to be influx of people, because it's like they don't want the cleaning itself to be seen, so it has to be swift. Like when I worked at Barnes and Noble, there were cleaners that would go in and clean the toilets, for example, before. Obviously it's to avoid like traffic and stuff, but it's like it's always in a way where it's like, okay, come do your job and then you're out, like and
like,
you
like
out
make
of
yourself
sight.
sparse.
And it's like
scarce.
keep it out of sight. Like you don't actively have like cleaners like going around and like cleaning stuff because you want to make that distinction. It's like, okay, well now you're in this brand, right, which they mentioned, like the pizza place, and then the lady, the mom made the point of like, well, you're paying us, like how does that, like, how could that make sense? You're such a great brand, but you pay us like little pennies to do your work.
But they're going to the impoverished area to find cheap labor.
And that's what they do in real life for everything.
And then around the construction site that you're mentioning, like we'll find, like we found a bottle of alcohol just thrown. We find like cigarette packages and stuff like thrown on the floor. And these are the remnants of the construction activity. So then you see that like that would be the equivalent of the smell of the construction workers. And then once everything is kind of ready to go, you'll see that none of that will be found anywhere. So it's during the activity. And then you also see that like they'll probably spend 100,000 maybe, if not less, you know, like depending on how cheaply they can source material and like labor, but they're selling those homes for like over $1 million. So the labor itself is always going to be undervalued, and then the profit system is always going to be just like whoever, like to whom much is given, much is tested, but to whom a lot is given, a lot more will be given, and that's the Matthew principle, right? It's like it's just how the world works.
Yeah, but I sometimes can't even like wrap my head around that. Like someone who will sell the place that's built, that was literally built, like making it functional, making it what it even is, will get paid more than the person who made it what it is. It's like,
and there's another thing called the Price's Law, which is essentially, if I'm not butchering this, the square root of a group of people is responsible for half of the creative output of that group. So that's usually how it goes. And then there's the Pareto principle also, which is a very small amount of people is responsible creatively for the bulk of the creative output. And so usually those small creatives are elevated to the higher echelon, and then that's when you see artists mingling with billionaires and stuff, and you see billionaires buying paintings and whatnot. It's because culture itself is made by a very small amount of people. And that's the positive aspects of culture, and that's the negative aspects of culture. And you see that also with the Roman Empire when they were conquering and absorbing and assimilating the cultures that they conquered. They would pick and choose what fancied them, and they would either integrate it into their own culture or just hang it in their own palace and just like keep it to themselves. So culture survives off of the whims of a very small group of people who usually rely on power and violence and just force, like brute force, to be able to justify their rule.
Yeah.
And that's what you see with the United States. It's a military country.
A lot of countries,
like,
really,
all the countries flex their military prowess. And Kim Jong-un, as of the recording of this video, I think 2 days ago, he paraded a intercontinental missile. So I just thought it was funny timing with the lady doing a impersonation of Kim Jong-un, and also her referring to the dear leader and the family's name being the Kim family. So it's this like,
that's interesting.
You know, and they're being treated like North Korean captives. And just so you know, like Korea is divided in half. So there's North Korea, which is a dictatorship, a totalitarian state. And then there's South Korea, which is a highly developing kind of, well, I think it's a first-class country, if I'm not mistaken.
And South Korea is where all the K-pop bands and stuff come from, right? So they're more artistically...
but But then we learned that
it's not. That
it's meticulously designed.
It's a system.
And it's commercialized for the highest commercial output.
Yeah, like they literally have, which we learned, is that they literally have training camps where they shape the next K-pop group to fit similar to whatever K-pop group is trending like at the time, or is like a big hit. And then that's it. It's like the girls have to choreograph in a certain way, and they have to have a certain appearance, and they
it
have
has to be perfect too.
Yeah.
Like the hair has to be perfectly in place and because it becomes a key to kind of elevate yourself
and
through the class system too.
And we learned that there's like thousands of K-pop groups, which is really insane to think about.
Which is, I think, the highest export from Korea.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Is music.
Let's see if I have anything that.
In the meantime, can I say one last thing?
Yes, go ahead.
I like how the house. I really like how the living room has that big kind of glass encasement, right? And you can see nature, right? If you're sitting in the living room, they don't really have a TV there. So what you're watching and what you're witnessing is kind of this controlled piece and slice of nature that you've kind of like made your own. And I feel like that's very different than obviously the Kim's reality. When they look out the window, they see the guy pissing, they see them spraying pesticide, which was interesting. Like they spray pesticides to get rid of parasites.
Yeah.
So it's interesting how like that's how it opened with that little foreshadow. And I think that's brilliant. I think that when it flooded, the fact that they don't really have, like, if there's a certain point where you just give up on cleanliness, or you just give up on keeping like some form of order, and you stop fighting against the literal waves of shit that's coming towards you. And that's what the daughter, Jessica, she ends up just getting a cigarette and just smoking on the toilet while the toilet is exploding with shit. So I think that was like a perfect metaphor of the like a perfect reflection of what's happening with the family and what the reality is basically screaming at them. You know, like it's like, hey, like maybe it's time for you to kind of like wake up and you know change your life a little bit. But then you see that it doesn't really bother them because they've kind of inherited this narrative that that's their reality maybe, and that the idea of a better world becomes very difficult when you're entrapped in like underground basically. So they're 7 feet deep, you know, like they're basically living corpses. They're like buried essentially. Like that's what a basement is.
Yeah.
And we've spent a lot of time in the basement with, by the way, no family being concerned with either of us. Like nobody being concerned enough to like check in on our mental health in a way that actually mattered. Nobody. But we were kind of like just stuck and ruminating in our own shit essentially, right? Like super depressed and just going through a really tough time, both of us. And so both of us were kind of anchoring each other lower and lower. And it was a long period. It was over 9 months of that.
Wow,
longer,
years.
like 9 months, really bad, because like that's when I developed an addiction to Mary J, and I used it as a crutch, and I started just building up my tolerance and chain smoking and using gummies and high potency gummies and just losing myself every day. I would wake up and just like dissociate completely from reality. And that's why I said in the previous video that I've been sober now for 77 or 78 days. I forgot to count today, but I think today's 78. But completely sober from any of that stuff. And it's because I'm regaining my own agency. I'm regaining my own sensibilities. I'm like restoring my own biology and chemistry, because we spent time, just like they showed in the basement. It just messes with your head and you forget, like time becomes fuzzy and events in your life become fuzzy and you lose yourself in that space. And we had one small window in the corner, which was covered for most of the years. It was just covered until one day we just decided to like take out the like cardboard that we put there to cover the light, because we were optimizing for production and like lighting for the podcast. But then after we stopped doing the podcast and we lost our creative spark and just spark to live life, we just decided to remove it to get some sunlight. because I would go weeks and weeks, like full weeks without stepping outside. And so I just couldn't like get myself to do anything. I was completely inoperative. Like I couldn't do anything real with myself. And so my point is a small window was what we had. And we were stuck underground for a long time. And then we resurfaced finally. And that's why we're able to be here today. It's because like this is a byproduct or a result of us kind of persisting and just getting through it in spite of all the shit that was thrown against us and all of the bridges that were burned when we needed help the most. And our developmental, like there was no sense of unity and family.
Yeah.
And that's what most people rely on. Like they rely on dad or mom to, you know, like pick you up a little, like at least once pick you up and like dust you off and like say like, hey, like do this instead, you know, like had none of that. So we had to just rely on our own devices, and our compass was distorted because of weed, because of all this stuff. And you just keep sinking more and more and more. So I really relate with the basement aspect. I think that compared to having a place with open windows, which is what we have now, like we have open windows and the sunlight comes in. And that's why almost every other day I like turn to her and say like, do you want to help me open the blinds so that the sun comes in? And there's just like, you know, like a lot of sunlight and there's just greenery around us. And we walk and we go on walks in the morning and we go by the lake and we, you know, like we're living how humans are supposed to live.
Yeah, like, and that's like another thing is that
it's crazy.
Like people will just tell you that it's too much. Like what you're like, not even what you're going through, but like just for them, it's too much to hear about what you're going through.
It's too much to handle.
And then it's like, well, I'm so sorry that it's so much to hear about it. Like imagine how much, like imagine how so much it is to be living it. It's like that's what it feels like. It literally feels like you're trying to come up for air.
Yeah, and you're drowning constantly and you can't breathe and you can't see anything either. Like it becomes hazy.
And that's why like you see the dad, like when they spray the parasite, the pesticide spray and stuff, and that's why it's very similar to the daughter in attitude, and maybe why it like impacted him so much to see his daughter dying, is that like he kept on folding the pizza boxes through that. And I feel like that's something that but that's what kind of like what people maybe don't understand, and maybe some people do, is that when you're like suffering, it's almost, it feels, it's not that it is, but it feels almost impossible to do anything.
Yeah.
And so it literally feels like you're drowning, like the world is collapsing in on you and stuff. And so the irony is that even though the dad is able to do that, like keep folding the pizza boxes even while like being asphyxiated with this pesticide spray, that's not meant to be, I'm not saying that that's not meant to be seen as honorable, because he's showing like a resilience through it. But deep down, what he harbors as that's happening is that
guilt,
is that kind of like survival and that fear and that like all of that anger towards life. It just is bottled up, and like that's why at the end he's the one that loses it.
Yeah,
because he pushes through. Sure, like he continues to push through their circumstances, but you could push through, but that doesn't mean that you're going
upward,
that you're actually going through it and getting through it in the way that you need to. And
because
so
the only way that you need to is if it results in a place that's better than where you're at now. So he's just pushing through it because it's by custom. It's just like people who say like, oh, like you got to pick yourself up by the bootstrap and you got to just go to work. I got to, rent still due. I got to do it. Yeah. But it's kind of like, you have to be able to
at the cost of your soul too,
or at the cost of the soul of your family, which is the biggest thing. So the head of the Park family, or the Kim family rather, what's his name?
Mr. Kim.
Mr. Kim, he, in my way of seeing it, he is presented as a failure, right? Like he, as far as being the head of a family, he has failed his family. And that's why you hear his wife often saying like, what's the plan now? What's the plan now? And it's all on him kind of. And that's why his biggest achievement is a medal that he won with sports. But then that's just an echo of a has-been person that has just given up on himself and then now relies on hopefully his kids pulling him out of that. So he's hoping that his daughter and his son become these brilliant con artists or academics who can kind of redeem his shortcomings.
I don't think that
he's given up.
I don't even think that he had any aspirations like that to begin with. Like he was a driver at some point. That's what we know. Like he did some driving, but he didn't like, it didn't seem like he had aspirations. And that's why he makes it a point after like the flood, especially to say that the best plan is no plan, because he doesn't ever want to set himself up to be disappointed.
Because he's given up.
Yeah. He's like, he had already given up. Like
something bad happened in the past and that was enough to make him give up. And so he's embraced nihilism.
Yeah.
And nihilism is the biggest lie on the planet, because you're always able to establish a higher aim. Like you're always able to develop yourself and learn more and kind of arm yourself with better weaponry that allows you to make change in your life. That's actually good. That's actually good for you. So you could pick up a shield and a sword and you could go out into the wood and you can discover things about yourself and come back transformed. And so it's the abdication of the process of transformation. That's what nihilism tries to justify in a way that eases the conscience of a nihilistic person. A nihilistic person wants to proclaim that the world is absent of God. There is no God because cancer happens. Well, my grandma died of cancer, and I still believe that there's a higher power. And the higher power, in my opinion, makes itself manifest through your conscience. The conscience that guides you away or towards certain things, and the calling that you have in your life, the intuitive pull that you have towards something, towards being an astronaut, towards being a baker, towards being a driver, a race car driver, whatever it is, that's basically you fulfilling your divine purpose. And divine, it cannot be mistaken always or locked in the religious box, because I'm not for religion in that sense. I'm more for this kind of individual, subjective, spiritual experience that everybody, if they look low enough, if they're put in a position where they have nothing else but themselves to rely upon, I bet you they either lose themselves completely or they find what we now call God, or what everybody calls God, but nobody really knows what God is. And so if you ask somebody who's a Christian and you say like, what's God really? And nobody can answer it, right? Because only you can answer it for yourself. Like they'll have, paths that they call God or paths to discovering certain things, but it's a subjective experience.
Yeah,
and that's why people take certain psychoactive compounds and they suspend all of their own disbeliefs, right? Like people who are punching numbers all day, finance bros, go and do ayahuasca in the jungle and come back and they want to open a charity and they want to feed the poor and they want to, because something has to give, and if nothing changes, nothing changes.
And it's interesting that you point out like drugs, for example, because she, like when they're about to get like intimate and stuff, the Mrs. and Mr. Park, she asks him to get her some, and then I just made it a point because while you were like talking about it, I think that when you are wealthy, like in one instance, but for example, wealthy people, like when they're not fulfilled, that they will source out in that way in terms of like taking something to enhance or try to like better their experience of life because they're miserable. But then you could apply that to anything, but just an example for like wealthy people, which you would seemingly think, oh, well, you should be happy, right? Like your life should be euphoric. It should feel that way because you have what you want, right? Quote unquote. But then that's the misconception, is that if you're constantly outsourcing your happiness, like, and associating it or contributing it to things and having things and accumulating things, then you'll never be happy. And like, that's kind of what we learned in the process of like not having anything really. It's like just learning to,
it's the emptying of the cup, like
finding peace, like, and that's what's been hard. And then I just wanted to make the point of like, when you're feeling that way, and then you, it's like almost impossible to have any conduciveness for creativity
Yeah,
when
you
you're
can't
feeling
create in
that way.
state. No, you can't.
And I think that's where like
That's why we took so long to create anything. It's not because we didn't want to. It's because life happens, and neither of us have been privileged enough or blessed to have guidance from family.
Yeah.
Neither of us. Like I haven't.
Yeah.
Like my dad has been MIA since I was 1.5, just poof, disappeared. And my mom worked all the time, so no guidance other than the school system and friends, and that's about it.
Yeah, I never learned anything that
learned anything about
that helped
anything.
me like understand life, what you need to do for life. Like
I've been learning through like online therapy, like through online therapeutic sessions. I've been learning that like at my age, at 27, this is a crucial kind of threshold where I take a leap into a new phase of my life. And I never had a dad to like teach me that that's what's happening right now. But then I'm just left with all the frustration and the intense emotions and the existentialism that at times makes me want to take my own life. You know, like I'll like say it, but like it gets like that. It gets real. Like it feels like you're drowning. It feels like you don't have any direction. You don't know where to go. There's no security. There's no sense of hope around you. There's nothing. There's only yourself. And it's funny enough, in shamanic culture, that would be the stages of initiation for a young shaman, is that they would be incubated for the period of a few years. I think it's like 3 years, which is around the time that we've been incubated in that basement. It's like 3-4 years ever since COVID. COVID completely flipped my life upside down. And it took me this long for me to be able to recover from an identity that I had built off of expectations and aspirations that were not even my own, come to find out, prior to COVID. And then COVID came and just made everything, just destroyed all my dreams and aspirations that were just projections of the people around me who were using me as a little puppet and able to facilitate their kind of gains, you know, like through that like business. And the idea was to open a gym. And so I just took that identity upon myself and just made myself into something that I thought would please my mother and our other business partner. But then I realized that that's not me through the collapse of that identity. But then when that identity collapsed and I had been gearing myself up, you know, listening to Gary Vee, motivational stuff, business and reading books and stuff, and just having this identity sorted out, when that goes away, you're left with the infinite void of existence. You're left to confront that. And when you lack a family structure to be there, to guide you, to kind of trip sit you through this trippy ass experience, which is life, you end up, for the lack of a better term, you end up overdosing on life itself. And that leads to a very, very heavy path.
Yeah.
But now we have this certain lightness, and the idea is that I'll be able to be more light on camera because of that.
Yeah.
But then you see other people who are just like very like, you know, like very like robotic on camera, and they just like whatever. And you see people who are trapped by their own inhibitions, and their own inhibitions control them because it's the harsh super ego voice that's been implanted, and that's a reflection of society, family, and all of these things.
Or it's scripted, and then you see that with the Kim family, right? Like they have these scripts and they play it out and stuff, but there's only so much of that you can do and upkeep for so long. And I think that's like, I feel like what your point is too, is like what I experienced for so long is like so much self-doubt. It's like I dropped out of college, and then, you know, like college was like that illusion of reaching towards something. And so I was like, oh, I'll do a biology major, and then I want to be a vet. And it's like, even though I knew deep down and maybe that was like the self-doubt, but I knew that I would never measure up to that. And then I switched to a psychology major, and then same thing. It's like I had these goals that I would get to, right? It's like becoming a counselor of some sort or whatever it is. But then what ended up happening was like, after like dropping out of college and then not having this, like really what it was is like a fictitious goal that I thought was the thing that I would go towards to like wrap my life around, which I always felt in my gut was not what called to me. But then what I had to experience like in that time afterwards was, okay, like how do I build like self-belief in myself to do something that I actually feel passionate about, or that I actually feel like is a challenge for me to grow in like this uncomfortable way. And like that's what I experienced, and why like so much of like when we started, I was so incredibly difficult to start, or like in our old podcast and stuff, I would be smiling the entire time because I just couldn't get that out of my head.
That was your default kind of mode of
freeze mode. Like it was literally like a fight or flight. And so I didn't know how to deal with the kind of like the discomfort of like outgrowing everything that I believed in, or really like not even having like any firm structures of beliefs, especially the ones in myself. And so that's just like years of like whatever it is like, maybe just like you're saying, like there's expectations that you feel like you have to fulfill for certain people in your life, especially family. There's like criticisms about what you should or shouldn't be doing with your life. And so to me, like it did not matter if we like did not create in all that time that we didn't create, especially recently, like in the 8 months or whatever it was, because I knew that the creating is the thing, and that when it happens, I'll be ready for it, and that I'll be ready to like do it like wholeheartedly.
Yes.
And so I just
like give yourself fully and vulnerably. Yeah.
And so like it didn't, like it's not a matter of like, okay, well like let me find something else to do, because I know that it's the thing. And even if you don't have like someone to believe in you like in that way, like you could find that in yourself. And like that's what I realized, and like that's why I'm able to come on here, and why I'm able to talk in this way that I never was able to do before. And
you're responsible for it, and like nobody else. It's not a degree, it's not parent money, it's not anything. It's like you took full authorship of it too. But yeah, it's exactly that.
Sorry.
No, don't ever apologize for that.
Yeah, but
it's true though. Like that's, man, like, and opposite to your thing, like when we met, I was still kind of in that, like identity of being an entrepreneur, of building this thing, being a part of this thing that I thought was going to, see life and actually come to fruition, which it never did because of the pandemic. But also, in my suspicion, even regardless of the pandemic, I don't think it would have ever really gotten off the ground because of the people that were behind it, and they just had their own kind of, intentions or whatever it was. But I had a like, I was overcompensating with my confidence because it was built on something that wasn't real. And it was just built off of an idea and off of a wishful thinking of like, one day it'll be real. And so I derived all of my worth and all of my value from something that was just stuck in the ideation realm still. Yeah. So then when that collapsed, I lost all my confidence. But then so I lost all of my confidence. And then this whole period has been to regain a confidence that's actually real and founded in something legitimate that nobody can take away from me. And that's why I'm here now, is because I feel like I can finally step into something that I can create and craft with my own hands, which is every sentence that I, relay here, and everything that I say is my own authorship. It's not owned by any professor, any university, any parent or co-signer or investor. Like, it's just us. It's just like you and me. But then like specifically my experience is my own authorship. And I think that when you can get to that point and still kind of like resonate with the world, which these videos have resonated in the past, and our only hope is to establish consistency so that people can give us the benefit of the doubt again, and just tune in and just maybe like see what we have to say, and realize that we're just like everybody else, and everybody else could kind of maybe connect with something that's said here because of the level of vulnerability that we're trying to bring. So it's not just like watching a movie and then going like, oh, that was epic, that was amazing. Wow, all right, guys, catch you on the next video in a few hours or tomorrow. That's the industrialization of creativity. That's not creativity. That's just demand and output. Like that's just a business. And so like there's that. And I think that confidence, like what we are now, basically is what I'm saying, it is much better than what we were before or when we started this. And just to put this in perspective too, because people value this stuff, we have pages. We have a page on TikTok that has close to 1 million followers. And most people, when they hear that, they're like, what? It's like, you guys have 1 million followers on TikTok and you're not posting every day? You're crazy. You're missing out on opportunities, on so much money and whatever. You can't create if you can't create. So like, that's just another testament. It's like that page has been buoyant and just sitting.
And that's another thing,
for
right?
Months without any and we have received gracious brand deals, like abundant brand deals off of that page. And so it's shown the potential fruits. Like we've seen it, like we've received it. It's hit the account a few times and we're like, wow, is this real? But we still haven't posted on it in over a year.
Yeah.
And there's a reason for that. So we've been prioritizing our own mental health, spiritual development, advancement, right? Personal advancements versus kind of just, being a parasite to another money-making idea or money-making system.
Yeah. And it's like you don't create for creating's sake. Like you create because you
inspired.
Yeah, like something there, like you have to. It's like that's literally what it feels like. It's like all of a sudden there's like this thing that sparks you. And then you can take like artists, for example, right? Like artists in the ancient times or like in the earlier centuries, they would take years to complete a painting. And then if they wouldn't just go up to the painting and add something to the painting just because today I need to add something to the painting because I have to paint every day. Yeah, it's like
Da Vinci couldn't afford paint. He couldn't afford tools to paint. He could barely make by.
Yeah.
And he was being he had patrons, like he had sponsors, and we have one patron, what's his name?
John Smith is one I've known.
John Smith is, so shout out to John Smith. John Smith is the most OG investor in this system that we're trying to create, which is the mentally gone system. We're trying to mentally gonify every industry. Like we're trying to like bring a level of us to like gaming, to movies, to podcasting,
and not even us. It's like it's just realness, which I feel like you don't see. Like you don't see you don't like see that anymore in things. Everything is what I'm saying. It's like it's scripted or it's like
gamified to some extent,
or it's and it's really hard to like find. And I would tell you this, like especially with like female creators and stuff. Like I've like tried to find ones that I felt like were like authentic and were just like raw and were real. And it's like, sure, there are some I'm not going to deny, but it's like so far in between. Like most of what you see online is
the opposite of that.
Yeah, it's like it's just systems and posed and
ulterior motives, and there's a link to a adult website in the bio, and there's like there's like all these ulterior motives behind it, and it loses its purity in the sense of having a real conversation with someone and having a real experience and enhancing the art that we experience through our own frameworks, which are uniquely our own, right? So like I think that like what you're saying is like, can you bring purity in this age of fast-paced clicks and easily replaceable
instant gratification.
Like, can you really enhance it?
Is that Shadow barking?
I
What the heck?
don't know why Shadow's barking.
Oh no,
he probably needs to pee or something.
Oh no, I'm kidding, but I think
so. You have what?
That's basically that's
all. It for you?
Yeah,
all right, that's it for me.
Last comment.
I'm trying to think if there's anything about the movie. I don't know.
About the movie that I will point out is that it was incredible, because I will finalize it with the part that people want us to always skip to. It's like,
should we do like a rating system?
Give us that quick. No, I don't. I mean, if you want to rate, but
I don't like to rate art. And,
I don't like to.
I've been on record saying that too, like in the past. And Shadow's barking, but we'll try to wrap up here real quick. We won't rate art.
No.
I think it's too subjective to put a rate on it.
But my quick comment is that it's an incredible film. I could see why it won the awards. Like the way that it really is entertaining. Like the DVD cover said, it's like the way that it hooks you into these two families, and it does it where you can laugh, but you can also feel the tension. You feel like this whole array of emotions. Like you don't know who to side with, and who, or if you side with anyone at all, or if you side with everyone, or if you understand. But I think the core essence of it is that it's the human experience. And if you look deeply into like all of them, you can understand all of them and why everything unravels the way that it does. Like you can understand the son's hope and why he holds on to that stone, and then in the end he puts it to rest and talks about having a plan, whether it's still idealized or not. But it's like you could just see the full scope of everything and you can appreciate it. And then last point I want to make is that the directing itself is really amazing. The scenes of like the stairways and the shapes of things and the shots and the different sides of the shots, like it really, you could tell it was really thought out. And I can't help but appreciate that when I'm, consuming something. And nowadays, like sometimes I just scroll past like a trailer for a new movie, whether it's on Netflix or whatever it is, and I'm like, how can someone sit through watching this? It feels
movies
like
nowadays are kind of like programmed for the lack of attention span, right? It seems like the first act of movies completely disappeared so that they can favor the attention span of squirrels, which is what we've kind of become.
It's like an equation, right? Like everything is like, it's
corny, it's cheesy, it's sloppy, it's disgusting. I don't like anything
but this is brilliant.
Come out like now on the stuff.
Yeah, like this though is brilliant.
Yeah,
like
this is amazing.
This I
did not feel like 2 hours of subtitle reading.
This was one of the best films so far that I feel like we've watched, and I'm like really glad that we just like took a chance on reading this Korean movie.
It was so random too. Like we're just like we've seen this name so many times in the comments. Like you want to try it, and then it's like, all right.
But comment more recommendations. Like there are a few. I started making a list. I could probably show. I just started it, but it'll be like the last thing I say if you want to make comments while I pull it up.
I'll say that you're also in luck. So if this long review or after movie discussion was not enough for you, we have a podcast.
Yeah.
And our goal is to literally restart it up. And then, have a whole section maybe, or have episodes dedicated to movies that we really liked, and do like deep dive research after we watch them and kind of just learn as much as we can, and then share it with you guys on the podcast and share it with each other, and then have even deeper conversations. So like some films maybe merit that, and you can comment below and say like, please do a deep dive. And then we'll take that into account when we're formulating this, either a section of a podcast episode or its own like independent, episode. And another thing is that a lot of people told us to transform the movie discussion into its own podcast so that they can listen to it on the go or at their jobs, and they can just listen to us talk about the movies that they like. And we will also be doing that as well. So everything's coming up.
Oh, one thing I wanted to point out was, speaking on like our patrons and stuff, and we mentioned like John Smith, like that just goes to show. And I kid you not, like John Smith,
that's a cool name.
You're going to be out there. Maybe you're hearing this part and we're like doing a little segment on you, but we were literally talking about you this morning. We were like, there is someone out there that believes in us. Like he comes to our defense more than anyone in our life, in our personal lives. And
a stranger, we've never seen his face. He could be a cat for all we know, but the name is John Smith.
Yeah, but my point is like that just I hope that that's like a testament that we don't like, because a lot of like today is you just associate your audience as like numbers, but like we associate our audience with names. And like I started making this list and there's a lot of comments, and I do sometimes like go on a splurge of like getting to as many comments as I can, but then I'll take a lot of time off of doing that.
Comment spree.
Yeah, there's like
shopping spree for comments.
a lot of comments to get
I want
to.
this one. Collect. Yeah.
But I made a list. I started making a list of some recommendations that people left and your name. So Delilah Molina 5419 recommended Alice in Borderland,
which is Korean, I think, right?
I think it's also Korean.
Okay.
Shercel Brujo or Brujo recommended The Society of the Snow.
I think Brujo is wizard.
Oh yeah, I think that might be Portuguese, right? Shercel.
Yeah, Shercel Brujo.
Southpaw 9 recommended The Offer, and then Asashara or Asashara 2592 recommended Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which I saw as like Marvel, and we'll get to that like as we do the MCU and stuff. But yeah, I'm like making a list. I want to like acknowledge the people that we're connecting with, because like even though we don't see your faces, like this has literally been part of like what even ignites us to continue to do what we do, is the people that we get to connect with when we see your comments, or when we like respond to your comments, or when we, you know, engage with the people like in the community that we're building. And I really like don't like the idea of like fans or anything along those lines. I really just think that what this is like, and how I feel about it, is that we get to just connect with people. I like to hear, I like to read, I like to learn like why it is people like the movies they like, why they recommend it, what they liked about the movies we watched, and just or fun facts that I get to learn after the movie is done, because there's like a conversation going on. And
speaking of conversation, I would like to make that even more real soon by we'll create a PO box, and then you guys could send anything, like send letters and send like handwritten letters, or send knickknacks or things that you want us to kind of analyze or unbox or kind of, you know, just experience on camera. And then we'll have a segment where we just do fan mail, or we'll come up with a better name, because fan is icky.
I know, I don't like that at all.
We've always like said that too. Like we've always said that fan is icky.
Yeah.
It's like comrade.
I know, because like we're like all mentally goners. We're all
the
just
mentally
like
goner mail invoice or whatever, you know?
Because we are it. Like that's the whole idea. It's like it's not about putting like a brand or anything on it. It's just like
I've spent so much time reading freaking business books and going through that whole like Gary V shit, and it made me so repulsed by all of it in retrospect. Like now that I've come up on the other side. Yeah, like I've like grown up, for lack of a better term. Like I'm not, like it is icky. Like any of this stuff kind of just perpetuates that culture of just, like I don't like it. But mentally goners is cool, and comrades and all that.
Yeah, like because what is mentally gone? Like we just allow, I think that what it means like for other people even is like just allow your mind to roam free in this way. Like allow yourself to break out of like the systems and beliefs that you don't even know how you developed most of the beliefs that you have. And
question everything type of thing. You know, it's like question everything, suspend all disbelief towards the world, towards yourself, towards things you've known, and things you think you know, and things you think you really think you know. Like you have to leave everything at the door and kind of just, you know, just like walk barefoot with us.
I know.
In like new terrains.
Not in a hippie way, but
yeah, just like kids, like be children, have that childlike creativity, you know, have that childlike nuanced view of the world. Like what if, you know, like that's the type of conversation we're trying to be, and not the this is this and this is wrong. And it's like there's too much of that in this world, and I don't think that's natural, by the way. I think that life is more, you know, like you have new discoveries and new encounters, and then you develop new perspectives. There's neuroplasticity. There's the opportunity to learn and develop and be a new version of yourself every day. So if you're just the same thing every day, then maybe you should take a hard look at yourself in the mirror and consider being a little mentally gone, because at the end of the day, it's never wrong.
To be mentally gone
And
peace to the world.
That was a good one.